Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's the continuous discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. So today is 18th March 2025, and it's a very auspicious day. On these because whenever that we speak on stories of Krishna and all these things, it's a very, very auspicious day. No? So as I shared in the group today, there's for devotees, there's no past, there's no future. We live in present, right? So in fact, I was just contemplating this morning, when I sent my car for servicing while waiting. I was just thinking, how blissful the life of a devotee is because they got nothing to look forward because they dovetail or they dedicate everything to Krishna. So there's nothing to be like aspire for in the future because we know that everything is taken care by the Lord. At the same time, we have no regret about the past. Many people who are or usually those who are depressed, those who are frustrated in life because there's certain mistakes they have done in life or certain decision they should take or certain call that they should have make and all these kind of things, they usually creates regret and they start to see, I wish I have done that. I wish I've done this, So there's lots of regret about the past. But of course, we are here. We have no worries about the past because we have already passed through that because we know that everything that we have done in the past is only sinful stuff. Huh? So now we are looking forward. Okay, then I say, okay, we have no regret for that. Then in the future, but the future, we also have no worries really about the future because we know that everything is dovetail and dedicated to Krishna, and let the future comes as it is. If even the future comes, like tomorrow comes, we're still going to continue serving the Lord. It's simple as that. Yesterday, we had a fantastic discussion about the prejudices. The prejudices, ancient prejudice, and also the modern prejudice. Very nicely explained by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So what we have understood yesterday, so before that, let's do our invocation prayer. Forgotten. All right, let's do our invocation prayer, then we continue the discussion. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidatam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Ladita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha नमां विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदि भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पासाचर्य सतारिणे नमां विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदि भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्री वर्षभनाविदे विदयितये कृपातये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्री रूपरोग भक्तिद श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्ताय दीनातारिणे रूपा नुगा विरुदापसितांत द्वांतहारिणे नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलंबर संबोधे पादांबु जयते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपनुग वरायते गौर वीरभव भूमे स्तोम निदस सजन प्रिया वैष्णव स्वरूपमा श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ओम महावदन्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने करतिसे नमः पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शरि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्देव पताकस्वामी नामिने नामाचार्य पादाय नित्याय कृपा प्रदाय गौरकदाय नमः Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. So today we are continuing our discussion from Bhaktiyaloka. And yesterday, just a quick recap, we have understood about the prejudices, the two kinds of attachment, okay, association. So one is the association with karmi and also the worldly minded people and also with women. It is something which is not recommended. At the same time, that we also have two kinds of nature. So our nature actually arises from our prejudices. Right? What are the prejudices that we have? We have an ancient prejudice and also the modern prejudice. So the ancient prejudice, very nicely, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained. The ancient prejudice is something that we got it from our many births that we have taken in our life, right? In our journey. From the day that we fall here, we have taken hundreds and trillions of births. And in every birth, we carry a kind of experience. And that experience is the one that creates as what you are today. All right. So at what conscious a person dies, that shall be a next birth. It's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So, and similarly, how the process happens according to the desire. Because in human body, everything is limited. You know, for instance, when you look at in a human form, we can't take so much of shock. Whenever we receive a big shock, we usually faint. At the same time, even when we receive something a fantastic, great news, also the person will faint because they couldn't accept, the senses couldn't accept such a shock. This thing. At the same time, our eyes are limited, our states of tongues are limited, the sense of touch are limited. Everything in this life is limited. So, but the thing is, in this limited condition of life, in limited condition, the only thing that we have is desire. The desire is very strong. Even how old we get, how old or how fragile we get, our desire still remains strong. All right, the desire, there's something within you that is in your subtle body, and that remains very strong. So at what strong desire that you leave your body, that will be your next birth. Okay, because Krishna is so merciful, he just simply fulfill your desire. So if you have desire for something, so it depends on all your five senses, which senses that you're very excited about. Right, sense of eat, sense of touch, sense of taste, sight, smell, and hearing. So in all these five desires, five senses, which is the most exciting for you, and you take body accordingly. So we have also discussed about a person who loves to eat, he's a foodie, he loves to eat. So he will be given a body that is become full-time engaged in that one particular sense. All right. That is how they call like a born as a pig. Born as a pig, because the pig loves to eat a lot. At the same time, those who have very uncontrolled urge for sex also will take a form of a pig, because the pig simply will produce children, or the piglets. All right, this why they say, giving birth like a pig. People who have, so this kind of thing. So all depends on our desire we take our body. Then another thing that we have understood, all these prejudices from ancient prejudice, that means from all our previous birth that we have taken, it actually becomes our second nature. Okay, we understood that very nicely. So what is the second nature? The second nature means something that is within you, but it will come out when it's required. Example, suddenly you want to go into knowledge. You love to read a lot, and especially say like you like science journal. You like this kind of speculative knowledge because of your carrying forward from your previous experience as a speculative person. All right, jnana yogas. All right, those are like Mayavadi and all these kind of things are they carry on as become your second nature. Because if it's your first nature, you could be able to read when you're born itself. But since the second nature, as you grow up, you start to become a bookworm. And second thing is, of course, when we become when we become like more into like we want to work hard, we want to make it big in life and all this, because of our second nature of being a karmi in our previous birth, right? Because we want to work, we want to make money and all this. And that's the second. You can't do it when you're born. You do it when you grew up. That's why it's called as a second nature. So what is your primary nature or the modern nature, or what Bhaktivinoda Thakur put it in this word? Modern prejudices. What is that modern prejudices? It is something that you acquire in this birth. Example, if I born as okay, I give an example like Rusan Chang Mataji. Once she said the nature of a Chinese is to gamble. All right. So because she's in a Chinese body, she's thinking about gambling is the nature of the Chinese, it's part of the Chinese culture. But if the same person born as an Indian, what they say, well, I don't good in nature. I don't good in gambling, but my nature is more into like buying gold. Okay, I want to acquire gold. I want to buy gold. So from gambling, I rather take the money and buy gold. Right? So the nature changes. So that is your primary nature. So the primary nature is called the modern prejudices. So it's very nicely explained yesterday by Bhaktiyaloka Thakur. So and also he says that one should never associate with materialistic person. By doing that, one lost all their assets. All right, and he falls from his position because materialistic people are a person that they got nothing else to talk, and they are very alluring because our senses has been polluted. Our senses has been polluted from time immemorial with all this kind of unwanted desire. And now we are trying to divert this desire, that the activity or the thoughts that you had for trillions of births, and you're trying to change it within this next, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So sudden changes, the thing that is like as though you're trying to break the entire mountain. See, if you're a quarry business, you can't break the entire mountain. So you have to try to break little by little by little, right? So suddenly we have our desire and all the things that are as big as a mountain, a Mount Meru. Okay, we're not talking about any local mountain here. We talk about the Mount Meru, the celestial mountain. Is huge, and suddenly you want to change it is something very hard. So that's why it says that has been a fortunate soul, right? Will only one they associate with pure devotees, right? Their nature can be changed on the spot by the mercy of a pure devotee. If not, if we're going to associate with materialists, already we had that kind of a strong desire and all these kind of things that's inbuilt within us. And suddenly when we try to change it, right? And we are attempting to change, but suddenly we couldn't change. All right, we're struggling. So when we start to associate with karmis, what happened? All our desires that we are trying to suppress or trying to divert will become manifest. All right, it become manifest again. So that's why associating with devotees and non-devotees, associating with Mayavadi is very dangerous actually, because they can trigger back your unwanted things. But when we associate with pure devotees, we can, all our sinful activities, thoughts, and all our, what they call, our this thing can be changed. So what are the two examples that Bhaktiyaloka Thakur, he gave a example like Mrgari, hunter Mrgari, all right? Mrgari means the one who loves to kill animal halfway. He doesn't kill the animal one shot. He's a hunter, so he like to shoot the animal and let the fella struggle, right? You should shoot the head, kill the fella, but the fella will shoot the tail at the backside. So the fella will be like struggling, and he just, so when Narada Muni came to the forest and he saw all the animal like half dead, struggling to die, life and death in between. So he was thinking, who's this person who doing that? Then he found the hunter. Then he went and gave instruction to the hunter. The hunter changed himself on the spot. And after they became a pure devotee of Krishna. And another example is Ratnakara. Ratnakara is who? Valmiki, old name of Valmiki. He's a bandit, or we call the land pirate. He like to rob people. The caravan, the caravan will be going. He goes halfway and rob them. And such a person, and after association with what they call, with Narada Muni, he became Valmiki, the person who compiled Ramayana. Okay. And another example that also Bhaktiyaloka Thakur gave about Ramanujacharya's instruction. What is Ramanujacharya's instruction? He said it very nicely. If you cannot purify yourself by any endeavor, if you can't control yourself by any endeavor whatsoever, then simply go and sit with Vaishnava. If you are trying your best, I want to control this, I want to do this, nothing works out. It's okay. Just simply go and sit with Vaishnava. When you go and sit with Vaishnava, things will just work out. Huh? So that was the thing that we have all read yesterday. So yesterday was such a blissful session. So if those who have missed it, please go and watch it in the YouTube channel. All right, it's very interesting. All right, so now we're going to continue. So we're going to continue. The one should carefully give up. Okay, we're going to continue here. All right, so we're going to continue here. Okay, so therefore, so what Bhaktiyaloka Thakur is explaining here, that one should carefully give up. Carefully means all our attempt. Why? What is the meaning of careful? That means you are doing with conscious state. All right, it's not happening unconsciously. Okay, that's what we call careful. Right. So that means consciously you're doing. Example, when you are walking carefully, that means you are consciously, every step that you take, you're alert. Not simply walk, right? Not blindly walk, not whimsically walk. Carefully and sorry, give me a second. My camera. All right. So not walking whimsically, but carefully. Every step that we take, we are very careful. So that is what careful, right? So we are conscious of what we are doing. So similarly, so what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying here, many times that he keep repeating this statement. Oh my God, my camera. Okay. So many times Bhakti Vinod Thakur is keep explaining that we should do things carefully. So that's why he said the word one should carefully, right? So here you have to be very careful. Okay, the decision you're going to make, you want to give up something carefully, give up attachment for material assets, right? So now he's going to explain about the attachment for material asset properties. Okay, so people in general have spontaneous attachment for house, right? So it's very common, right? So it's very common, especially say like people who will have so much of attachment to the house, especially Indians. They are the one, all right? And also the household paraphernalia. That means all the items in the house, clothings, ornaments like gold and jewelry. Okay, wealth, wife and children's health, their own health, eatables, trees and animals. All right, people keep their dog and they're getting so attached to the dog. So there is okay, spontaneous. That means we do not need to tell them. Spontaneously, they are very attached to all these kind of things. So what are the things that you are very attached to? Is house, household paraphernalia. That means items in the house, clothings, ornaments like gold and jewelry, wealth, wife, children's health, their own health, eatables, trees, and also animal. Some people are so addicted to smoking, chewing pan, and eating fish and meat, right? And also like drinking alcohol, that their practice of spiritual life is obstructed, right? So what it says here, those people are addicted. Okay, there's also another thing kind of called addiction. So addiction like smoking, chewing pan, the one they put the pan, eating fish and meat, right? And also drinking alcohol. That their practice, okay, these kind of things, all their practice of spiritual life is obstructed. Many people do not respect the Lord's remnants out of great attachment for eating things like fish, right? So sometimes people don't even respect the Lord's remnants like prasadam. They don't even, they give prasadam, oh, okay, temple food. They don't take it as a mercy of the Lord. They say, temple food, right? Oh, sometimes like you said, I brought some food for temple. Okay, just take and eat while watching TV, while watching, going through the phone, or by reading newspaper. Like there's no, because eating prasadam is honoring prasadam. So you have to be very careful what you're putting in, right? Because sometimes of like eating fish, because of the desire to constantly smoke, many people study of devotional scripture, right? So because of the desire to constantly smoke, many people study of devotional scripture, relish of hearing and chanting, remaining long in temples is obstructed, right? So that means study of devotional scripture, relish of hearing and chanting, remaining long in the temple, okay, it's obstructed, okay? So attachment to these things is averse. That means it's against to the constant practice. It's averse to the constant practice of devotional service. So sometimes when you see people, they have to stay in the temple, then halfway they have to run out, just smoke and come back, then they are doing, or somewhere they have to do. So all these things are disturbed. It's an obstruction. If one do not carefully give up, look at the word. I really love this word that Bhakti Vinod Thakur is using. That is something that I've never even thought about it. Carefully. Keep saying. That means we are doing things carefully. That means what we can understand here, being a devotee, we are careful with everything. We are not a whimsical person. Don't do things whimsically or just as you like, right? So if one do not give up carefully these things, he cannot get happiness from his devotional service. Okay, that means he cannot get. Sometimes when we are practicing devotional service, but we don't seem to be happy. Sometimes we are frustrated. I'm not getting any kind of taste from the devotional service because of this kind of anarthas, unwanted things that obstruct your discipline. Because these kind of things is just simply for sense gratification, right? So attachment for these things is easily, right? Is easily destroyed by the association of devotees. So all these kind of things can be easily destroyed. These kind of anarthas, unwanted things, can be easily destroyed by the association of devotee. Still, one should try to destroy these petty attachment by fully engaging in devotional service. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning that this is all petty attachment. This kind of simple, little, tiny attachment, right? These tiny attachment. So this kind of attachment can actually hinder you from a devotional service. Just like when you drive a tire, is just punctured by a small nail, right? It's just a petty thing. The tire is punctured by a small nail. And it's a small nail. Okay, I just don't bother and I just go on. What happened halfway? The tire pressure will start to go down. You don't have a stability in your car. And eventually your tire will get punctured. You have to stay there and you have to wait and take out the thing and to repair. It obstructs your journey. It's obstruct your journey. Say you're going somewhere and your journey get entangled. It become a challenge. That means it's obstruction. So these kind of petty things we think is petty, but it can just simply obstruct our journey or this thing in devotional service. So by observing vows approved in devotional service, all right, those attachment are vanquished. That means observing vows. So what does this mean? Observing the vows approved. That means the one that been approved by in devotional service, in Bhakti Marg. Okay, what are the vows that is approved? Right, the vows that is approved is like to follow the 4 regulatory principles. The vow of chanting 16 rounds daily. The vow of like what? Like eating only prasadam. The vow of doing Mangalarati. The vow of associate. So this kind of vows we are talking about, that is approved by Bhakti. Not the vow like go Mauna. Okay, I choose not to speak for 10 days. Mauna Vrata. Right? A vow that I will go and roll on the ground. Anga Pradesam. Right? Anga Pradesam, you just go around. Anga means all your body. Pradesam, rolling. That means from one place you roll. You just roll around, roll around. All these it is not recommended. It's not approved. Or the vow of like sometimes like taking kavadi. Okay, you take kavadi just to see, but like pierce your body. Because it's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, right? The what they call the austerity in the mode of ignorance. What is the austerity in the mode of ignorance? That can self-torture, and also dangerous to others. All right, like taking all these kind of things, torture yourself, piercing here, piercing there, all these kind of things. It is not approved in our Bhakti. So we have only take a vow that is approved in devotional service, which is much more conducive. Because, like for instance, like that day, last Sunday, when was the Gora Purnima? Friday, Saturday, I was talking to devotees in the kitchen. So they all were cutting cucumber. And suddenly one Mataji said, can we take this cucumber for during Ekadasi? I said, yes, why not? Oh, got seed here. Then after that, she showed a pumpkin. I said, oh, pumpkin also? Oh, no, sorry, on Gaura Purnima day, sorry, because we're supposed to go back and we prepared Ekadasi Prasadam. And she gave pumpkin, and after that, she said, pumpkin also cannot take. I said, why? Because there's a seed here. Oh, there's this one cannot take that one. That's why for Ekadasi, I simply take simple food, just eat something like roots, potatoes, and also this thing, and I start to remain steadfast. Because in Ekadasi, then I just looked at it, I said, but what is the principal idea of Ekadasi? And she was telling, what do you mean, Prabhu? He said, what is the principal idea of Ekadasi? What is that principle? What is the idea of Ekadasi? And then she said, see, but what you are talking, you're so concerned about diet. You're so concerned what to eat, what not to eat. But what is your real concern of Ekadasi? On Ekadasi day, we should double our sadhana. When you are chanting 16 rounds, you should double it to 32 rounds. your anxiety and your aspiration should be in the engaging in devotional service, not thinking about what to eat, what is do's and don'ts of Ekadasi. You should be thinking about reading more books. You should be thinking of chanting more rounds, not simply thinking what to eat, what not to eat. If I take this, will it break fast? Will I? So that means we are going out of the topic, right? Like for instance, when we chant Hare Krishna, what is that idea for Hare Krishna? Right? Of course, initially we are telling you chant Hare Krishna if you want a peace of mind, yes. But after when you start to advance, what is that goal of chanting? The goal of chanting is to achieve perfection. The goal of chanting is to subdue your entire, to subdue and purify your material senses. And also to purify your subtle senses. That eventually you come to the understanding, that you come to the level of renunciation. When you will renounce, they talk about renounce, give up everything, renouncing. When you will renounce, when you are absorbed in something so deeply, right? When you're absorbed in something very deeply. Okay, example like people renounce out of frustration and people renounce out of ecstasy. Okay, what is renunciation out of frustration? Like sometimes when the children don't listen to us, right? When the daughter or the son go and marry someone that we don't like out of the family tradition or convert to other religion or something like that. So what we do from now onwards, I renounce you. Ni yaro, na yaro. Take the water and pour on the heat. Right? Now go your way. That is renunciation out of frustration. Right? But renunciation out of ecstasy, it is you start to have so much of taste for Krishna, you can't wait, and you start to feel like nothing else in this world matter. You don't have any attraction to wealth, women, power, asset, and all these things. So you start to give up all these things because your mind is getting so much absorbed in bhakti. So that is another form of renunciation. So what is the third form of renunciation? All right? Okay, I think not 2, 3. The third form of renunciation is simply renouncing out of ignorance. Right? For instance, the one that renunciation, like those who are in speculative knowledge, like Mayavadi. All right? They are so much into reading and studying that they have no time for anything else. So they renounce the whole world. They accept sannyasi. So they accept sannyasi. Then they said, okay, now I have no time. That means they refrain themselves from associating with others, but they concentrate more into studies on speculative knowledge. That's why when you see, if you really see, all the scientists are basically bachelors, right? If you look at all the scientists, I think Albert Einstein, I think was a bachelor, like Abdul Kalam. All the scientists and all the big educated people, all these kind of people, usually they are all bachelors, right? And you look at the way they grow their hair, they don't keep the hair like, Albert Einstein, like, so electrocuted hair. When you look at Abdul Kalam's hair, it's like long, like, usually these educated people will never keep themselves steady. Sometimes we also say, right, even in our school, we also have experienced nerds. We call them nerds. The one who love to study, they don't even iron their shirt. They just simply wear whatever because they are so much absorbed in their thing. So this is called the dry speculation or dry speculating out of dry knowledge. Okay, so that's the thing. So that is what the vow that we take. So the vow that we take is to engage in devotional service so that we can absorb in devotional service. So once through that absorption, so you feel like nothing else matters in this world. So the vows of Ekadasi is to chant more rounds so that you can come out. That means that's the goal of chanting. Right? That's the goal of chanting, not simply dieting or what to eat, what not to eat. So please, my dear Prabhus and mothers, just think about it and contemplate on this very seriously. All right? Ekadasi means it's an austerity or a vow that you take to enhance your bhakti, not simply think what to eat and what kind of diet that you should follow. Okay? Now, so by properly observing, it's mentioning here actually. So by properly observing Harivasara, Ekadasi, okay, or Ekadasi, an appearance day of the Lord, okay, like the day we celebrated Gaura Purnima, all right, those attachments are actually vanquished. So that's a goal. So that means when we properly observe, all right, when we properly observe like Harivasara, that means Ekadasi, all right, Harivasara means, what is the word? I'm not sure. Harivasara. Okay, eventually you'll find out in the future. I can't recall the word Harivasara, Ekadasi, and appearance day of the Lord. So now we will talk about Ekadasi and the Gora Purnima. Like for instance, the month of April, we're going to celebrate Ram Navami, the day where Lord Ram was born. Then April, May, we're going to celebrate Narasimha Chaturdas, the day that Lord Narasimha appeared. All right, April, May, May, June, July. There's of course there's other avatar, but the highlight is going to be August, where the birth of Lord Krishna Janmastami. Then after that, after Janmastami, Harivasara means holidays. Yeah, all the auspicious days. Yes, correct. Right. Then after that, after that, they starts month of Kartik. All right. But before month of Kartik, there's a Protasi month will start. Protasi, 1 month. Okay, they all dedicate the 1 month in bhajan. All right, in just thinking and contemplating, especially to Lord Venkateshwara. Okay, especially in Malaysia, we all follow worship Lord Venkateshwara, but we are doing it for Krishna. So that 1 month of Harivasara, okay, the holy festival, holy month days. Then after, in between of Protasi, then starts what they call month of Kartik, Damodara month. That is very, very super duper auspicious. No? Namam Ishwaram Sachit Ananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. We sing this kind of song and we start to offer ghee lamb to Lord Damodara just to attract his attention to us. Right? So that's a month that is given. So then after that month, then Kartik, then comes month of Deepavali. After Deepavali, then also comes Chaturmasya. Chaturmasya means 4-month vow. 4 months. So first month they fast from what they call vegetable, green vegetable, shank. Then the second month they will fast on they fast from urad dal. I think somewhere around Deepavali time is urad dal, ulundu. Can you imagine during Deepavali month you have to fast from ulundu? That means no idli, no curry, no murku and all these kind of things. Come on lah. Deepavali time. That's the vow. You know, I take a vow. Okay, for this 1 month, I'm not going to take this urad dal. Then after that, don't take milk, and another month is don't take yogurt. So every 1 month they refrain themselves from taking. Then after that, things over. Then comes towards November, December. Then comes that month of Rasa Leela pastime. Then Vaikunta Ekadasi. Then after that, continue after January, February starts Chaitanya. Gora Purnima. Like that, we are having celebration after celebration. So what is the goal of celebration? Is to observe. Okay, we have to observe, not practice. All right, observe means what? Today is the day that Lord born, or today is Ekadasi. So I'm observing Ekadasi. I am not dieting for Ekadasi. Observe means today is Ekadasi day, the day of Lord Hari. So on this day, what are the things that I should do? All right, and do it cheerfully. Sometimes they say, in fact, I used to do, in fact, I also having the same situation. Other days I can go on without eating, but only Ekadasi day, you feel your hunger become double. That's the time your faith is tested, right? Your faith is tested. Then, so all these kind of things. So when we can perform all these kind of things, we see that all our attachment is vanquished, right? Because the attachment is very different. So the rules of such vows are the provision for diminishing one's own attachment. Now we understand from here. So the idea about all these rules, vows is to diminish. That means to reduce or to remove all attachment. And imagine when you start to attach to food, diet, okay, non-grain diet, you become attached to it. So that's a very wrong idea. So that means the rules for the such vow, we should understand. That means from now onwards, we remember, please remember this by heart. Please highlight this in your book, underline, or write it somewhere. Keep it with you and always remind yourself. That means the rules for the vows that about this the month of Kartik, month of Purtasi, then month of Chaturmasya, then all the appearance day of Lord Krishna. Then after that, what they call the appearance of Lord Krishna. Then what do you call fasting on Ekadasi. All these things are, the idea is to diminish your attachment, to reduce your attachment for this material sense gratification or this material attachment. We should always remember that. Okay. So we understand, okay, now I've got a golden opportunity that today I'm taking this vow. Okay, I mean when it's okay now it's a okay, that means another 2 weeks time, another 10 days time, there should be another Ekadasi. So you just make a point. Okay, now the Ekadasi is coming, so I'm going to observe the Ekadasi. Don't worry about the food. Just think, okay, therefore I'm going to chant Hare Krishna. Right? But of course, in certain days when it comes on a weekdays, of course, it's quite a challenge. But if the thing falls on Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, you should go all out to fast on that day. Because Saturday and Sunday is an off day, you should make a point. All right? So that's it. So there are prescription for practicing devotional service. All right? So there are prescription, like just the doctor give you prescription, there are also prescription to practice devotional service while giving up all types of enjoyment on those days. Yes. So that means there are prescription that to service that while giving up all enjoyment on that day. So on that day is the day that you think that is not the day to enjoy. Right? Like another example I saw during Gaurav Purnima, they all fasted until 7:30. When the time to break, they all rushed to break. You know, it is just like how the Muslim Pasa, the way that they fast, they'll be just sitting in front of the time, tick, 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 time to break, come. So that means they are fasting out of maybe it's a matter of duty, or fasting as a matter of ritual. All right. So the fasting is whenever you feel the hunger in your stomach, you're meditating on Krishna. Dear Krishna, I'm at least I'm offering my hunger to you. So when you see that during the time for break, everybody rush, then I was just thinking, I said, I cannot stand because we were late to send our prashadam. We were stuck that was rainy day, and then some flood. I was late for by 5 minutes, and people were like almost like, oh my God, where's the prashadam? Time to break. The time to break, of course, is quite a long time. Huh? Say like Ekadasi, they give you around 2 hours time to break, 7:20 to 9:20 or something like that. But that's the thing. So we have to remember this because we are all aspiring to become a pure devotee of the Lord. So we should always meditate on these things. So when you are breaking your fast, it is something that you're not rushing to eat, right? The breaking the fast, what is the rules of Ekadasi if you really look at it? The rules of Ekadasi is, if you want to break the fast, first you break the fast with water. Say like if you're taking full fast without anything, first you break the fast with water. After you take the break, and that also before you do that, what you need to do? You need to serve the Vaishnava first. You have to bring the Vaishnava and feed them. Okay, say like, okay, now time to break fast. You invite all the devotees come. You have to sit and serve them. Satisfy them. Right? Satisfy them. And after everybody eaten, then you take their permission. Say, Prabhu or Mataji or Maharaj, Swamiji, Guru Maharaj, with your permission, can I break my fast? Can I break my fast? And the Guru Maharaj, okay, you can proceed to break your fast. That's when you go and take your drink and put a grain, you break your fast, then only you're allowed to eat. That's why when you see Ekadasi breakfast is at least 3 hours. All right. First, you have to serve the day with devotees. Then after all the devotees are fully satisfied, then you humbly take their permission. With your permission, can I break my fast? That was the actual process. It is not exactly ngam standing for the ting, tick, 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 breakfast. Go and back. That's not the way. All right. Of course, this is what the usual practice. Of course, when you look at the usual practice, it is something that sometimes it is not practical. No, it's not practical. It is the means our senses will not come to that level. Maybe with prolonged practice is possible. Even if you are in Madura, Vrindavan, when we are in an assembly of a devotee, maybe that's possible. Like for instance, Ekadasi day, you should stay awake the whole night. So you stay awake and do what? Like when you see Vaikuntha Ekadasi day, they'll be putting that MGR movie or Shivaji movie, right? Just in the idea about I am staying awake. That's not the way, right? Staying awake means you have to stay awake, glorifying the Lord, reading the Shastra, chanting the holy name, do Harinam Sankirtan. You should have the whole night of party, right? Until the next day. You should have so much of fun, studying and reading, because that's an opportunity for you. Okay? So like that. So that means we should remember that prescription of practicing devotional service while giving up all types of enjoyment on those days. So next time when you want to break your fast, think about this. Don't rush. 7:20 tongue or time to break fast like Ekadasi at midnight, 12 o'clock. When everybody's doing the prayers, the bunch of devotees will be standing at the queuing up for the prasadam because breaking fast. That shouldn't be the way. Because we are not criticizing anyone, we are not fault finding anyone. But when we are in the practice of in aspiration to become a pure devotional, we want to achieve the pure devotion, we practice this. We do not look at others. Oh, why are you doing that? Look at all the devotees running for food. We don't think about all that. That is their nature and their conditioning. All right, their conditioning. So we do not try to make fun of it or laugh at them. Right? Or don't make any remarks. These fellows all cannot get pure devotional service. Or they are not devotees. No, they are not really sincerely practicing. That is not in our jurisdiction to come to that kind of conclusion. All right, because you are studying this. When you are studying this, I hope that you are not referring or cross-referring to others. All right, especially I warn you when you talk about the three people, right? Three devotees, Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. All right, from now, oh, that guy is Kanishta. All right, if you understand his Kanishta, keep it in your heart and try to keep yourself away from them. You don't need to proclaim, that devotee is Kanishta, this devotee, a Brahmin initiated, 30 years serving the temple, he's Kanishta. Don't ever make that kind of remarks. All right, that is something that within your heart, then I rather try to avoid from them. Okay, and if at all, sometimes when we need to speak on something or certain issues or certain historical background of a situation, right? When a two person are sitting and discussing, right? So discussing about what happened in the past, all the scenario, then how we can rectify the future. And that speech has to be confidential speech, right? Like that means, like for instance, I and another person, okay, like say I and Vivan are talking, example. So that means it's supposed to be confidential. Whatever we speak, we cannot go and do dosha kirtan. We cannot go around and tell people, do you know he was like this? No, we are looking at the past to rectify the future or rectify today. Okay, what we can do. So all these things happen. So we have to be very careful what we are doing. All right. So there are two types of eatables. All right. Now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining about the eatables now. So those which is sustain one's life and those is gratify the senses. All right. There's two types of, please underline. There's two types of eatable. That means the things that you eat. One is to sustain and second is to gratify. My mother used to say, சாப்பிட்றதுக்காக வாழ்றியா வாழ்றதுக்காக சாப்பிடுறியா பழமொழியா நீ சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு வாழ்றியா இல்ல வாழ்றதுக்கு சாப்பிடுறியா? That means are you trying to eat to live or you want to have sense enjoyment? And that time I used to tell, நான் வாழ்றதே சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு தான். But now as we get older, when we start reading all this, they say, oh yeah, all these kind of things that usually the elderly people used to talk, it's all based on Vedic literatures. Because basically our Sanatan Dharma culture, okay, especially like Indian culture, is basically all from, it's rooted in this Vedic literature. So that means when if you have to think, okay, you want to eat to sustain your life or to gratify your senses. We have to always remember that. Okay, so if you think you want to eat to sustain one's life, you will restrain yourself from going out and eating all these kind of non-prasadam and all these kind of things. But if you think you want to gratify the senses, that's when you will start to go out and look for, let's go to this Buddhist vegetarian restaurant, let's go to this vegetarian restaurant, or sometimes you go outside and eat because satisfy the senses, gratify the senses, right? Now we do check and balance, right? Check and balance. Because as we are on our path to devotional service, we should know everything that's happening around us. That means my eatable, my sense of tongue, what is happening, right? So eating grains. Now after that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioning eating grains and drinking are life sustaining. That means eating grains like rice, dal and all this, and drinking water and all this is life sustaining, is to sustain your life, right? But fish, meat, pan, intoxicant and smoking are all gratifying the senses. It is to gratify your senses, to make you excited about it. On days of vows, that means the day that you take a vow, unless one totally gives up sense gratifying item, it is not a vow. Okay, now let's look at this. So what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioning here, on days of vows, so the day that you have taken a vow like Ekadasi and all these kind of things, if one do not totally give up sense gratifying items, okay, it's not a vow. Example, like for instance, like on Ekadasi day, we make that buckwheat pizza, buckwheat idli, buckwheat dosa, or this kind of varieties of things. All right. So when you can make all these kind of varieties of things, okay, that is not considered a vow. My dear devotees, please don't think I'm talking about you, because in the screen, I only can see my face. I am telling myself, right? I am reading along with you. Now, when I look at this, I start to realize, because in our house, Ekadasi day is actually a feasting day. My wife will make all varieties, buckwheat pizza, buckwheat idli, buckwheat that, buckwheat this, until I start to think, on normal days, we only have around what, 5, 3, 4, 5 items for free. On Ekadasi day, what, full tray of offering. Because on that day, with that kind of fruit, this kind of stuff, please don't take me wrong. Actually, in the screen now, in that Zoom screen, I only can see my face. So I am looking at my face, I'm telling it. So I start to realize that all this while, in the so-called idea about fasting on Ekadasi or observing, actually I'm not being observing it at all. Because on Ekadasi day is the day that we really eat well. Every Ekadasi day, dinner will be pizza. So now I have to change. I have to write down in my journal. Okay. Of course, if you want to change, you change yourself. Don't bring along to change along with you. All right. Just in case you want to save someone, okay, that for instance, in an airplane, when the mask drops, what they say, put the mask on yourself first. After you're secure, then you think about saving others, saving a loved one. Similarly, don't straight away go and put your rules. Ekadasi. No. You try to practice first. You practice first, then slowly they'll ask, why aren't you eating this one? No, actually, I want to prefer to have it as simple as I can, just to sustain my life. Sometimes when diabetic people, body be shivering, go into hypo and all this kind of thing. I'm just trying to somehow or other sustain my life. Okay, therefore, I'm fine with this. Right? That eventually, things will start to change. Until my daughter started to do research. What is that Ekadasi? She's the one who discovered that Ekadasi idli. Right? Those who came on Gaura Purnima. Okay, let's see who came for Gaura Purnima. Did you all have idli? That buckwheat idli? It is something, a new kind of, even did you try idli? And Kesavan, did you try?
No,
And
Prabhu.
Rajina Mataji also was there.
No, Prabhu.
You tried what?
I didn't try the idli.
You also missed it.
Yes. I think finished.
Okay.
Laku, very laku.
Yeah. No, because nobody is expected. Nobody expected you can make idli through buckwheat. That is discovered by my daughter, my elder girl, Saki Vrunda Devidasi. So she discovered. And after that, she told my wife. And after that, they tried once at home. The last Ekadasi day, it turned out to be fantastic. And she said, let's make an idli. Then after that, everybody came, say, wow. I told my wife, I think this is, that's why now I was thinking it's okay. But now reading the statement with all of you, I start to realize, unless one totally give up sense gratifying item, it is not a vow. My dear Krishna, now I understand why I cannot get taste at all. Because all this while Ekadasi, actually I'm not fasting. I am enjoying. So let's try step by step. We are not asking you to change overnight, but let's think about Ekadasi day. Try to not to take something that you love the most, right? Try not to eat that. Huh? Okay, anyway, we can try. I'll try along with you. So as far as possible, life-sustaining items should also be given up. All right, life-sustaining. Okay, then Bhaktiyaloka. But if as far as possible, even the life-sustaining, like water, all right, like water, also should also be given up, if possible, right? Given up. That means I'm saying possible, but Bhaktiyaloka, as far as possible, of course. I said it at the back, Bhakti saying it at the front. As far as possible, if you can, life-sustaining item also should be given up. That means like taking water, right? Or taking fruits. So that means we are talking about Ekadasi be a fruitarian. So now Bhakti Vinod Thakur saying, even that also try to give up, if possible, as far as possible. Mark the word, okay? Don't go into stress thinking about that. This is the word that we should mark, all right? As far as possible, all right? That means try it. If you can't do it, then okay. But don't even think, I'm not going to try it, but I'm not going to do it. Don't do that. As far as possible, that means I try, okay, I wake up on Ekadasi day, I try not to take anything. I go on until afternoon. I cannot tahan. I cannot take it. Then I go take water as far as possible. Please use this word, not this word by word, right? So according to prescribed needs, according to the prescribed needs of one's bodily condition, one must try as far as possible. Again, the word must try as far as possible. That means push yourself to the limit. Let's see how long can you tahan without drinking. Okay. That means this must try as far as possible to reduce the life acceptance of life sustaining eatables. And not only on Ekadasi day, and even on kind of thing, you start to see the eatables and everything will reduce. Is my internet not stable? Did I disconnect it? Am I clear? Is there any disconnection?
Oh, you're clear, Prabhu.
No, because the thing came out to say the internet is not stable. All right. So there is no prescription for acceptance for sense gratifying items. That means there's no prescription. That means there is no such thing, prescription that allowed, or in other words, it's not allowed for acceptance sense gratifying items. The only prescription is to reject them. Look at the way Bhaktivinoda Thakur is putting Hari Bol. That means we are all thinking being a pure devotee stuff. But look at the way that step by step Bhaktivinoda Thakur is putting, that it looks like it can be practiced. So what he says, there's no prescription, there's no allowance to take sense gratifying items. The only prescription, he said, is to reject them, to give up. One of the limbs that we all studied about limbs, right? Of a vrata. Vrata means fasting, or vow. Vrata means vow, is to diminish a devotee's propensity for enjoyment. So now that is the thing. Please underline this word. So that means the one of the limbs of vrata is to diminish, the word diminish, right? Diminish what? The devotee's propensity for enjoyment. This is a fantastic statement, right? The propensity for enjoyment. So that means we understand the reason that we are taking vow and practice all these things is to diminish or reduce our sense of enjoyment. That is the final goal of vow. So now what is the final goal of studies? What is the final goal of life? The final goal of life is death. Why we are studying, we want to get a good job. That's the goal, ultimate goal. Similarly, the ultimate goal in bhakti is all this vrata, or the fasting and all this kind of vow, is to diminish, is to reduce until it disappears. Not destroy. Destroy means on the spot destroying. Diminish means slow by slow. Diminish, slowly. And to totally remove it. The devotee's idea for enjoyment. If one thinks, today somehow or other I will renounce. Today somehow or other I think I'll renounce. But tomorrow I will enjoy profusely. There's another thing that we also should think. Today is Ekadasi fasting. Yeah, fast lah. But tomorrow I am going to make a big feast. Right? Tell the wife, no, my dear wife, today we are fasting. Yes. Tomorrow, make sure you make biryani. You make that paneer, kurma paneer. Then you make carrot halwa. Make sure sugar high. You make sure you do this, do that. But while you're fasting, you're contemplating what you're going to eat tomorrow. Right? So that is the thing. So now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is asking a question. He's making a point. If one thinks that today somehow or other I will renounce, but tomorrow I will enjoy. So now he says, then the purpose of the vow will not be successful. Right? This is what sometimes the people who are taking Ayyappan or taking a Taipusam Viradam, they are the one, they always do this. What they say, right? Sorry, we want to tempt you. All right. So anyway, so when we're talking about that Taipusam, because once, last time I got a hobby of photography. one of my childhood friend, wants to take Taipus Kavadi, and he take that fire pot, take the fire pot they done, and he told me to become a cameraman. I said, okay lah, I've not seen that before in my life. So I said, okay, come. So I was so near and taking all that moment, piercing the tongue, piercing here. I saw the friend and I saw the thing like go in. I was taking photo. Then after that, he was taking. Then he went to trance, the expression of the face, like as though got into bhava, close the eyes and hold the fire pot and start dancing. And the fire is like flying, the flame is flying, and I took all fantastic photos. After taking all the photos, then they said, "My God, Punithan, my real name is Punithan. Punithan, your camera works fantastic." I said, "No, that's a digital camera. It's not I did anything." Because that's the time that digital camera was first introduced. I'm talking about 15, 20 years ago, right? So then he said, "You must come for Idumban Puja." I said, "What is Idumban Puja?" That means a puja that, okay, we have like consider like we are concluding our fast. We are breaking. That means conclusion. So the Idumban Puja, you must come. I said, "Who is Idumban?" No, Idumban is one of the Lord Muruga's servant that give you strength to carry the kavadi. Oh, really? Okay, okay, something new. Okay, I'll come. When I went there, I got a shock of my life. This, my cousin of mine, I mean, childhood friend, also my cousin, distant relation, he is well-to-do. And he catered the food. It's like a wedding catering, so many items. Just name it. Fish, egg, mutton, everything, varieties. Then after I see, then one side, beer. The beer was going. I say, what is happening? Oh, Idumban Puja. What is Idumban Puja? I mean, we are concluding, so we are breaking our fast, and we are giving a feast to all those who came and helped. So since you are a cameraman, I would like to invite you. That time I don't drink. That time I was like still young. I was I was just started, when I started a business, Krishna gave me a punch after that. Anyway, so then I was thinking, hey, what is happening? He said, come, have beer. I said, no, come and eat. See, all rubbish. Hey, what rubbish you're talking about? See, everything is dead body there. I said, oh, what do you mean by dead body? Yeah, fish, look at the fish. Look at the egg. The egg that's supposed to produce the chicken, now you have already cooked. The chicken that has been happily going around, you already killed. The goat that is already you killed. Everything that you killed. And what kind of fast? That means it's 40 days, what have you been doing? Oh, the 40 days, I'm always meditating on that. So now it's potong, what they call potong stimos. That's a kind of word. So these kind of things. So now, thinking about that, then I used to say, what kind of fast is this? I've seen people are fasting 40 days for Ayyappan. Then after the immediate next day, they can go into meat. I say, how could you do that? You don't feel disgusted. 40 days you are fasting, vegetarian and all these kind of things. But after the 40 days is over, they fly back. Even I heard it's Bombay, I think in Kerala, that place. They will have a like a mestro, like kind of bistro, like a kind of a canteen or something like that. They call it what? There's a word they used to call mess. There's a mess. They call it army mess, military mess. Right? They go up there. They come down. They don't even need to come to Malaysia to break. There itself they start with all the toddy and all this kind of pork and all varieties. They whack nicely. In the name, I have broke my fast. So this is what Bhaktiyaloka Thakur is explaining to us. Of course, we are not going to that extent. But at least we are thinking about on our devotional aspect. When we are meditating on something, that how you're going to enjoy tomorrow while you're fasting. All right? So that will be not successful. The purpose of the fast is not successful. That means the Ekadasi fasting. In Ekadasi fasting, when you fast, your sin of as big as Mount Meru will be destroyed at one moment. All your prarabdha karma. Your prarabdha karma is so huge. And even your sanchita karma also can be destroyed. Even your current Bhutta karma also can be destroyed. So by fasting on Ekadasi day. So the desire for all these kind of things is not fulfilled. Because Bhaktiyaloka Thakur is mentioning. Okay. So Bhaktiyaloka Thakur is mentioning that this is considered not a fast. So that means our fast is not successful. All right. Did I hang just now? I see the thing keep showing internet not stable.
Yes,
right? Okay.
Prabhu.
Now, okay. But did you got my idea, Prabhu? Mataji, did you hear me say?
Yes, can hear, but just a bit
That means,
lagging.
in other words, while we are fasting, what is our desired goal? Even a material desire is not fulfilled. It is not considered you have taken a vow. You have simply dieted on that day. So you start to have a good bowel movement. You still have to start to have a good feeling. And you wake up morning, you just became healthy, that's all. But the purpose of the vow is not successful. So the reason is that vows have been prescribed to what? To give up. Give up the association of such items by gradual process, practice. So now we try to do it gradual practice. So the reason that vows has been prescribed, all this prescription is given, why? To give up the association of such items, okay, by gradual practice. That means, in other words, eventually we have to give up. But now you try to give up only twice a month. Eventually you have to say, like one of my Siksha Guru, His Holiness Bhakti Vigna Vinasa Narasimha Swami. He called Narasimha Maharaj. All right, I believe that some of you know him. He don't take anything grains. He only takes Ekadasi food all his life. All right, that's a fast that he has taken. So that means after he taken accepted sannyas, and there's also another person is called Bhakti Brhat Bhagavata Maharaj. Bhakti Brhat, I was his servant before. So he also do the same thing. He only take one meal a day in the afternoon, and that also only Ekadasi meal. You don't take anything else. So that means eventually we have to come to that. So now how we are start practicing it? We try giving that at least twice a month on Ekadasi day. Try to give up twice a month. Then you try to give up on the festival of this like Janmashtami and all these things. So once you try to do it slowly, gradually, that eventually will become successful. Right? Now, after that, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, vows are usually for 3 days. Okay, we understand. Okay, something new. I'm also seeing this. So vows are usually 3 days. What is that? First, by practicing vows for 3 days, then by practicing it for 1 month, then by practicing for 4 months, Chaturmasya. In this way, gradually one should completely uproot the attachment for sense gratification with them forever. Wow, my God, Krishna. So let's look at this. So let's see what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning here. It is a message. Right. See, Lord, what Bhakti Vinod Thakur, how he's putting out. Number one, right? The first vows are usually for 3 days. All right, 3 days. Number one, first by practicing vow for 3 days. That means we practice vow for 3 days. All right. So Dwadasi, Ekadasi, and Dasami, Ekadasi, and Dwadasi. 3 days. So what does that mean? So that means number one, we should start fasting from Dasami itself. It is not eat very nicely on Dasami, so the next day you're going to fast on Ekadasi. It doesn't work that way. If you really look at the vow, or you really look at the way that Ekadasi is fasted, is 3 days. That means first day you start from your last meal is on Dasami, 1 day before Ekadasi, lunch done. From there you start taking a vow. Then after that continue on Ekadasi. Then continue on Dwadasi, and you break in the during that time. All right, so that's the thing. So usually 3 days. So we take for 3 days vow. Then after we could sustain the 3 days and slowly try to practice for 1 month. Try to take 1 month. So example, Damodara month, the month of Damodara, all right, or Protasi month, 30 days fasting, right? 30 days. That means take a vow. So that means you try to minimize all your sense gratification. No cinema, no movie, no this thing, all there's nothing. Only festival, spiritual festival is allowed. But other than that, your sense gratification, okay, let's go to cinema. Let's go for party. All this none for 1 month. Then after 1 month, if you can then practicing it for 1 month. Then gradually we try to practice for 4 months, Chaturmasya. So 4 months, what we do, first month, we don't take green vegetable. Second month, we don't take urad dal. Third month, we don't take yogurt. And the last month, we don't take, third month, we don't take milk. And the last month, we don't take yogurt. Because the last month is very cold season. If you take yogurt, you're going to fall sick. I mean, scientifically, health-wise, also good. All right. Why the month of Damodara, the month of Diwali time is a rainy season. When there's a rainy season, there's no proper digestion. That means the sun is not there. You know, the sun right? And high in protein. So in fact, they also say if you take urad dal on that day, oh my God, still my internet is not stable. Right? So if you take urad dal on that particular situation, particular month, so what happened? They say it's equivalent to eating beef. So they need to put this kind of rules. You know, sometimes when you call smarta, the rules and regulation Brahmins, they say, you know, if you take urad dal on this Chaturmasya, the third month, second month, it's considered that you've eaten beef. Oh, really? So they will forcefully abstain from taking urad dal. That means no idli, no murku on Diwali. Right? So like that. So anyway, we are not into smarta. We want to practice this to elevate our spirituality. So that means, so then we come to the 4 months. So like that. So 3 days, 1 month, 4 months. Okay. So in this way, gradually, step by step, one should completely uproot attachment for sense gratifying item and leave them forever. Once you leave them, you leave them forever. Then after that, you go into that kind of things. So now the thing is it possible for me? It is all depends on you and your relationship with Krishna and how much of bhava. So that's the thing, that all this possible when you start to experience a fantastic, what they call the loving relationship. Once you can come to that level of loving relationship where you're so in ecstatic feeling, everything is possible, right? For instance, for me, I was like, okay, I give you an example. A person, a man, who is just happy-go-lucky. Then after they get married, and he's also happy-go-lucky with the wife. Then after that, the children start to born. Then the children start to grow up. And after that, the demand of the children and the education and the financial situation, insurance, all the demand increase. So what happened? He will slowly, eventually, give up his happy-go-lucky attitude. He eventually slow and steady give up all the sense gratification. Or say like, okay, well, I always like to have my morning tea. And now I think the tea price all went up, the coffee price went up. So I said, no, I stopped drinking tea and coffee. At least I can save that 3, 4 ringgit or 10 ringgit or 20 ringgit, whatever. Right? Like the day I saw, you know, there's 1 cup of coffee costs you what, 10, 15, 20 ringgit. All right, now I stopped that because that 20 ringgit I can use for my children. Right? Then slowly, gradually, to give up that coffee, give up the tea. So the person who are happy-go-lucky, because of the demand of the children and the family, he totally give up everything. And he dedicate himself for the children. He work day and night. First, he do 8 to 5. Then after that, part-time, he may do some insurance or some kind of MLM business. And after that, maybe he can even work at night. That means he can work around the clock. He come back and sleep. We have seen, right? A person who want to educate, like I've seen a person who want to educate the son to be a doctor. Basically, both husband and wife will come back home, 20 hours of work, come back 4 hours just to sleep. Right? But now, eventually, the son has become a doctor and chased the parents out. How disgusting. So anyway, what I'm saying is, so a person can change according to bhava, according to the attachment or ecstasy. A person, because he wants to bring up the children so nicely, he can even sacrifice everything just to dedicate his time for this. So all this, so that's materialistic bhava. So now we are putting it in our spiritual life. So once we become so attached to Krishna, we become so attached to the manjaris, Raja, so we become attached to the devotees. We are start to feel some kind of ecstatic feeling that cannot be deceived. So when you are attached to that, then naturally all these things will start to happen on you. All right. Now we are studying it because I believe that some of you are thinking, oh my God, how can I do this? Oh, I'm too young, or I'm too old. You see, don't worry about how you're going to do it. Because we are not thinking about the future. Because we as a devotee, that's why I just put in the morning that we have no future. We are not worried about the future. Right? Oh, I can start. No, don't worry about tomorrow. And no regrets about the past. Today, can you do it or not? And if you can, do your best. Right? Try your best. Then after you come to learn, okay, now stop. Then next day you try. When the day breaks, it's a brand new day given to you to practice devotional service. And Krishna is in your heart. Krishna there is Paramatma. He is the one who are approver. We have studied that in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, you know, I think chapter 13, if I'm not mistaken. All right? Is it chapter 13? Okay, there's Krishna says about that the spirit soul. It is very far, it is very near. Right? Even though it looks divided, but it's not divided. And after that, you also mentioned, right? What Krishna mentioned there in that chapter? It's chapter 13, right? Yeah, I think it's chapter 13. If I can remember well. If anyone can help me with that also, I'll be very appreciative. So in that chapter also, Krishna also says, but I is the one that approves even your sense gratification. You want to go and enjoy yourself, the Paramatma inside is the approver. Because you simply watch, you want to go and do something nonsense, you want to go and eat beef, that is the art of killing. He sanction it. And you want to do gamble, and he sanction it. Because without sanction, he can't do anything. He sanctioned anything that you ask for. But at the same time, he also sanctioned spiritual life. So when you start to see your intentions there, very sincere, even though you can't do it or seems to be impossible, but Krishna will eventually sanction it, right? We will become sanctioning. That's why here Bhakti Vinod Thakur is continuing, right? He says that for those who cannot remember, right? He says, for those who cannot remember the statements of Bhagavad Gita, okay, who cannot remember, what is that? Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma. What is that? He quickly becomes righteous. They say that my devotee will never perish. This thing, even though that is fallen, is still to be regarded as very highly elevated, because eventually he'll become righteous. He quickly become righteous. See, if you cannot remember, for those who cannot remember the statement of Bhagavad Gita, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma, he quickly becomes righteous. In regard to the observance of vows, their renunciation is only temporary, like the bathing of an elephant. Right? So that means if he cannot understand, he cannot remember the statement. So therefore, please underline the statement, write it somewhere and try to remember that he quickly become righteous. That means you have to put your effort and try your best, and eventually Krishna will sanction it and things will simply work out for you. All right? If not, if he cannot remember this thing, that means their renunciation, that means the way they renounce and everything is temporary, just like a bathing of an elephant. After the elephant take a good bath, they take the soil and throw on the heat. All right? So that's the thing. Okay, now it's 10:42. Shall we just take a short break? Let's digest whatever we have learned now. We take a short break. 10:43.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna Prabhu. No, can you repeat the last part again? I don't understand about the Krishna sanctioning.
Oh, okay. That one is
Okay.
Gita, Krishna says, I sanction everything. Okay. In chapter 13. Anyone of you got a Bhagavad Gita? Yes, I've got a Bhagavad Gita. Right, let's look at chapter 13. Okay, that's the thing. Right. One we see the supposed equally. Right. Although supersoul appears divided, the supreme is outside, inside. Okay. He is the source of light and knowledge. He is the field of activity and understand thoroughly and maintains his nature. Material nature should be understood beginning of transformation. Nature is said to be cause of all causes and suffering and enjoyment in the world. The living entity, material nature, follows the way of life, enjoying too much and even among these cases. Yet in the body, there's another transient enjoyer, who is the Lord, the Supreme, who exists no cease. Okay. Let's look at chapter 13, text 22. Upadrastanu manta cha bharta bhokta maheshwara parametmi chapyukta dehesmin purusha para. Now, here in this verse, Krishna says, yet in this body, there's another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the Supreme Proprietor, who exists as the overseer. That means he's watching you what you're doing. He's the overseer and permitter. He's the one who permits all your things, and who is known as the super soul. Chapter 13, text 22. Okay. In this chapter 13, text 22, Krishna says here that I am overseer. That means I'm seeing what you're doing. At the same time, I'm also allowing what you want to do. Whether it's material or spiritual, he's the one that approves everything. You got it, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Okay.
So, so have I understood? You understand the concept, right?
Yes, yes. Now understand.
All right. Okay. Right. Now it's 10:46. Shall we just take a short break? Quick break, and then we come back. Hare Krishna. Okay, dear devotees, let's continue. So now, so we understand. So this is called the renunciation of elephant bath, right? For those who temporary. That means those who cannot understand, cannot remember the statement of Bhagavad Gita, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma. He quickly becomes righteous. Okay, in regard to the observance of the vow. That means in the observance of the vow, that means in regards to the observance of vow means, that means to practice vow, he will somehow or other will become perfect in it. Right? If the person don't believe in that or don't understand, their renunciation is only temporary, like bathing of an elephant. All right, now let's continue. For those who desire to attain, now let's look at this. For those who desire to attain pure devotional service, right? So I believe that all of us have that desire to attain the pure devotional service. The association of non-devotees and women is meant to be given up. It has to be given up completely, right? It is extremely necessary for them to associate with sadhus in order to give up the attachment for prejudices, right? So the prejudice that we have discussed yesterday, if you don't understand what is prejudice that we are talking about, please refer to yesterday's recording. All right, there's a two kind of prejudice, ancient prejudice and the modern prejudice. Okay, so associate with sadhus in order to give up the attachment for prejudices. They must follow all the vows meant for Vaishnava, all right, in order to give up the attachment for material objects. So that means they have to follow the vows for Vaishnava. So that means the vows that we are following is the vow that is prescribed for devotee who wants to become a pure devotee. One should not negligent in this practice. There's another thing, please underline, that one should not be negligent. Negligent means what? Careless. A person should not be careless or negligent in this practice. One should follow this instruction with great care and respect, right? You have to follow the thing with great care and respect. If one does not follow carefully, again, carefully, then cheating in the form of duplicity renders the whole endeavor useless, right? So that means if a person does not follow this thing carefully, then the cheating in the form of duplicity, that means we are becoming very duplicate, right? Duplicity, there's an activity of duplicity, and that is in the form of cheating, right? So renders the whole endeavor useless. That means all the endeavors for that will basically become useless, right? For those who do not have respect to this regard, for those who do not have respect, right, into this regard, no need to follow this and no respect, attaining devotion to Sri Hari becomes very rare. Even hearing birth after birth, right? Hearing for so many birth, despite that we listen to so many birth, all the thing we attaining devotion will become almost impossible. So, what is association? What is association and giving up association? Bhaktivinoda Thakur is asking a question. What is association and what is giving up association? So now, many people have doubts about this. Okay, many people have doubts. Okay, how to do it? So doubts may be there because it's just becoming close to the materialist or material object is to consider associating with them, right? So that means doubts may be there because if just by coming close to a materialist or material object is considered associating with them, that means coming to them or associating with them is considered that you're associating with them, then there is no way to give up this association. All right. So that means going near them and going near the materialist or the material sense object, it's very hard for us to give up this association. You got it? Right? So what does that mean? Right? Say like if you are have a goal of achieving these kind of things, especially those who have retired, right? Retired. So suddenly you say, okay, I'm going to practice my bhakti very seriously, and this is what. So suddenly a friend called, hey, Mr. A, Mr. ABC, right? Whoever. So just give me a second. All right. So So they said, okay, all right, just say, hey, Punithan, why not we meet up for a golf? It's been long since we played golf. All right. Said, golf. But I am practicing bhakti, I'm practicing sadhana, I'm engaging, waking up for Mangala Arati and all these kind of things. I'm trying to become a pure devotee. I'm chatting 32 rounds, 64 rounds, some more I'm practicing. But anyway, my friend called me for a golf. After some time, why not? So I go and join. So once I walk into the golf club, I see all the luxury cars. I can afford all that car. But anyway, I am trying to be a devotee. Then after they go inside, then there's a place where before you go there, there's a bar and all these things. So you see people are drinking, right? All drinking. Hey, how have we been keeping? Okay, our time haven't started yet for golf, but before that, let's chit chat. How's your life? Do you want to have beer? I say, no, I don't want to drink. Okay, fair enough. Don't drink. Okay. Just a water will do. So while drinking water, and the first start to say, my daughter has already become such a specialist. My son-in-law has already, they all migrated to America. And my grandchildren are doing this. My grandson is playing badminton for the country, and this and that. When you listen, and what happened? We start to have doubt. Oh my God, what is happening in my family? What is happening to my children? What is happening to my grandchildren? I'm pulling them, restraining them from all this kind of sense gratification and telling them to engage in devotional service. I'm thinking of putting them in Gurukul. I'm advising my son to put my grandson to Gurukul, put him there. But when I'm listening, you're telling, how successful their life, which other country they went, this and that. Then after they get down and start to play golf. So when you hit the ball, all your old memory will come back. So that's the thing. So just by coming close to the materialist people or the sense object, all right, there's no way to give up this association. We also start to think, we start to doubt our decision in spiritual life. As long the material body is there. So now Bhakti Vinod talking, as long the material body is there, how can one give up the proximity of these things? Or as long as the material body is there, how can you avoid this kind of proximity? That means nearing to all this. How can a Grahastha Vaishnava give up his family members? Right? One cannot give up the association of deceitful person. All right, deceitful means the cheaters. They cannot give up the association of this deceitful person, even if they are renunciate. Even you see there's some renunciate, like some gurus, right? Some bogus gurus and all the kind of things, they are in form of sannyasi, right? We can't even give up, even though they're cheaters. We can't you can't give up the association. So one will have to come across the materialist. One will have to come across materialist in one's life, whether one is a grahastha or a renunciate. So that means one has to come up, even a person is married or even a renunciate, they still have to come across these kind of people, right? Therefore, the limit for giving up the association of materialists is prescribed in Upadeshamrita as follows. So now, after Bhakti Vinod Thakur is asking all this question, now he says the instruction is there in Sri Upadeshamrita or nectar of instruction that we have read. What is the thing? Dadati pratriknati guhyam akyati prachati bhungte bojayati chaiva satvidam priti lakshanam. So now offering gift in charity, accepting charitable gift, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasada, offering prasada are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee to another. All right. So that means we are practicing this kind of devotee association by love, giving present, accepting present, all right, revealing one's mind, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasadam and giving prasadam. These are the six symptoms of love shared by one's devotee to another. So, O sadhaka, one must accept proximately with both bad and good people as the life passes. So it says that, O sadhaka, that means all devotees. One must accept proximity, that means you have to go near to this kind of materialist people, which is good and bad people, as one passes his life. This equally applies to householder and renunciate. So this is also apply for grahastha and also sannyasi. So proximity must be there. The proximity, that means the close association is there. Nevertheless, one should not engage in bad association. Right? The proximity, that means if we are coming very near to these kind of people, when I go out, the people, rogues will be there, the thieves will be there, the good people will be there, mad people will be there. When I'm walking, suddenly a lusty man will be there, a lusty woman will be there. We are all there. We cannot associate because we are not living in the jungle. We are not living in the forest. So, but nevertheless, don't engage. Engage means what? Don't have relationship, association, in bad association. So giving in charity, now Bhaktiyaloka Thakur referring to that, to the verse just now. What verse? Dadati Pradignati. So what he says? He's saying that giving in charity, accepting charity, revealing one's mind, hearing one's mind, accepting food and giving food is done with love. These are called Sangha, or the association or association. So that means when we don't want to have that kind of bad association, then we have a good association with Vaishnava devotee. So in that Vaishnava, I mean, we have an association of the Sangha, and that also must have a loving reciprocation. So you want to live in a community, in a Sangha, in association. So how to do it? By giving in charity, accepting charity, revealing one's mind, hearing one's mind, accepting food and giving food. And all this done with love. So giving some food stuff to a hungry person. Now, Bhaktiyaloka Thakur is explaining this. Now, so what happened? Giving up some food stuff to a hungry person and accepting some charity from a pious man is done out of duty, not out of love. You get it? So that means giving some food stuff. That means you see, you are doing some, so if you say like Food for Life, you're cooking and giving to the poor people, the homeless people, hungry people, right? And then after that, you accept some charity. It says like a person, some pious people, they come and say, hey, you're doing some good job now, take some money now. This is my charity for you. So all these things only done out of duty, not out of love. That means I don't look at the hungry man on the street and convey my love to him. Are you hungry? That is the food for you. I got extra, I'm giving you. Right? I'm doing this kind of seva. Can you help me with it? Yes, I give you money. Okay, I accept your money and I take it to use for Krishna seva. That is all matter of duty. There's no love, there's no bond, there's no connection. So, but if they are materialists, these types of engagement is not considered association. All right? If that means the person that you are this is materialist, so this kind of engagement, that means engaging, giving food, accepting money and all this are not considered association. But if they are pure devotees, then such activities are performed out of love. So when you see a pure devotee comes, we immediately bow down, we say some nice words, then we try to feed them and all these things. All this done out of love. Because we see the love of Krishna is there. And basically, we are performing this kind of act out of love. When acts are performed out of love, then that is called association. Therefore, giving charity to pure Vaishnava and accepting item of wealth from them become satsanga. So giving charity to a pure devotee and accepting items of wealth from them. Sometimes they give you something, it's called, this is what giving and taking, this is what called satsanga. Sat means spiritual, sangha. So the ones associated with non-devotees are satsanga. So when you put an A, is an opposite meaning, asat sangha. That means this. So giving charity to materialists and accepting charity is done out of love. Okay, become asat sangha. All right, that's the word here. So that means giving charity to the materialists or accepting charity from one, it's done. It's not if the thing is done out of love, right? That means you give food out of love, you take the money out of love, not out of duty. It becomes asat sangha. So when a materialist approaches you, whatever is required to be done should be done out of duty. Now, Bhaktiyaloka Thakur is giving us an instruction. He's telling, when a materialist approaches you, whatever is required to be done should be done only out of duty. One should not speak confidentially with a materialist. They cannot speak very confidential stuff into the materialist. Generally, there is some love involved in confidential speaking. When you can speak to someone confidentially, because there is some love there. So, but when you're going to do it to the materialistic people, it is not, that means, therefore, it is association. That means speaking confidential means, when I want to speak to you confidentially, I have to stand with you, I have to sit with you, I have to talk with you, I will eat with you, I will drink with you to speak confidentially. So that is called association. So now, Bhaktiyaloka Thakur saying, while meeting a materialistic friend one should speak only what is extremely necessary. Now let's look at this. When we meet a materialistic friend, we only speak something which is only very necessary. Right? It is better not to exhibit heartfelt love. It's better not to have, like for instance, sometimes when we see our all school friends, school reunion, university reunion, we go there, just say, okay, are you okay? Are you fine? Are you healthy? And speak what is necessary. No need to go there and give them a hug. Oh, my dear friend, you are my childhood friend. Don't show any kind of affection or love. All right. So better not to exhibit heartfelt love. But if a friend is a proper Vaishnava, then one should accept his association by speaking with him with love. But if your friend is a Vaishnava, if you've got a Vaishnava duty, immediately meet, just give them a hug. And after that, you start to speak very lovingly. Okay. So this type of behavior with relatives and friends creates no hostility. So by doing this, you're not creating any kind of enmity with your friends and families. Are you all following me on this? Do you all understand what I'm saying? So when we're going to practice this to the, yes, Chaitanya Prabhu?
Prabhu, that one, if the charity is given to the materialists and the materialists on doing that, even that one, it says if done out of love, it still becomes asat sangha.
Yes, correct.
Oh, amazing. Oh,
This is,
very
in fact,
subtle, Prabhu.
I'm getting very mesmerized reading this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means when you do, that means very simple, Prabhu, very simple. We have two types of people. All right. Okay, let's look at this. There's a question here. How to understand this when a person married to a devotee or non-devotee? All right, that's a very good question. We will discuss that later. All right. Now let's look at this. Let's see in all right. Now we have two kinds of scenario here. The first scenario is so let's look at two scenario. There's a first scenario like this, and there's a second scenario like this. Okay. Now this is devotees, and this is non-devotees. Right? Non-devotees means in the sense of they are materialistic people, right? Non-devotees, like what we can say, even family and friends. Okay, family and friends. All right. Now it's like this. All right. So there's a two scenario here. Okay. So now you are here. Right? You are here. Right? You are here. Now, here, how are we going to practice? Okay, like this. Now, the relationship with the devotees and relationship with the non-devotees. Right? So now, what is our this thing is to be performed out of duty. Okay, first thing. Number one is we have to be perform these out of duty. Okay. Number two, limit our our speech. And okay, now okay, let me not do this. Okay, so this has to be performed out of duty, and here out of love. Right? So there's two things here. So when we devotee, we do perform out of this thing, and right. So perform out of love. So far so good. You all get this? Okay. Now this one is called to be performed out of this thing, and okay, this is called as a satsanga. Anything that perform with them, it's called satsanga. And here we call this as asat sangha. Okay. So now let's look at satsanga. Okay, we look at satsanga. So when the thing will become satsanga, if with love, okay, we keep talking confidentially, because if talking confidentially, then we say is with love. Unnecessary association. Okay, example like gathering, you know, or gathering, reunion, right, etc. Right. Okay. So that means when we are performing when we have a relationship, right? When we have a relationship, right? So what does that mean here? Okay. So that means when we are having a relationship with Asar Sangha. Okay, what is Asar Sangha? Even with family and friends, when it's to be performed out of duty. Okay, it has to be performed out of duty. Okay, it's just matter of duty, giving charity, accepting charity, and everything. So what happened when we start to? We should avoid talking if with love or talking confidentially, right? Or like going for unnecessary gathering, association like gathering, reunion, and all these things. All these things falls under Asat Sangha, right? But if the same thing, if it's when you look at this same situation here, okay, if the same thing is right, is practiced for a devotee, which is all performed with love, it is called satsanga. Okay, anything that means in other words, what we can say here is this. That means here, no love or affection. All right, no love or affection. So the transaction with them is to, okay, perform, in other words, officially, or everything must be officially, and also or out of duty, or out of duty. So this is the thing that we should know. Okay. This is how that we know love of affection, perform officially or out of duty. That's all. If you don't do this, so what happened for the devotee sangha? All right, devotee sangha with love and affection, right? Performed, right? With love, with love. I've already mentioned out there, right? So, okay. Now, the thing is, with love and affection, it is the place where, that means, with Asar Sangha, in other words, we show some kind of duplicity. Just go there, smile, how are you? Are you okay? Fine. Okay, that's it. But when you see a devotee, are you sure? Are you okay? How's everything? You know, you're expressing from the bottom of your heart. You got it, Prabhu?
Yes, yes. Very clear.
Everyone, do you got this? Okay. You all got it, everyone, huh?
But
Yes, Prabhu.
a bit difficult. Love the money, but don't love the fellow.
No, you love the money means you are taking the money, not for your own enjoyment.
Yeah, but in that to move with them a bit, talk to them. You know, you let go every year for the Radha Yatra, Babu.
See, Prabhu, Radha Yatra, you're talking, okay, you're okay, very good question. You're talking about Radha Yatra. That means you're
No,
going to Radha
yeah,
Yatra.
Babu. Every year, sometimes they are not, they're very materialistic people. Every year they come and give you the money and then walk off. And you tell us, don't be nice to them.
No. We are not saying that, not to be nice. It is
But
to be
it
done
difficult.
as the matter of duty. See the first word there, Prabhu?
I mean, very difficult now. After they take money every year from them once or twice, you tend to get attached to them now.
Yeah, you're doing it as a matter of duty, Prabhu.
Okay.
You are saying thanks to them. You're showing up because if you're not being affectionate to them,
Yeah.
they will be giving you money every year, right?
Yeah.
So why you are being affectionate to them? What is the purpose of your affection? Of course, maybe he's your friend, but secondly, you are engaging him in devotional service, Prabhu.
I'm good to them because I want the money, Babu.
Exactly, but you're doing it out of duty, right?
Yeah.
Are you taking the money for your own self?
No.
You're buying a car from that money, right?
Yeah. Babu.
Remember, you tell me you get big fat donations from them.
Yeah.
So take the money and just go to the Mercedes showroom and put a down payment, yes or not?
Yeah, but tell me, Prabhu, all devotees won't give. Only materialistic people will give because they got money, Prabhu.
Correct.
Most of the devotees are not so well to do.
Correct. That's
Yeah.
why you are engaging them.
Yeah.
Because you must understand, Prabhu,
Yeah.
when someone is giving you money,
Yeah.
actually that person is purifying himself.
Yeah, Prabhu.
But the thing is, they don't understand the purification process.
Yeah.
So sometimes, according to your status, according to your maybe being an elder or being their mentor, you are using that environment or that kind of that scenario to go and look at your junior doctor and says, "Give me money." Oh, your senior doctor or you're my mentor and you ask me money for Radha Yatra, okay, give me. Actually, the money that they get when you are for Krishna service, they are getting the purification process.
You say this Anyana Sukriti, they won't understand all this now.
Let them not understand. They are in denial.
Yeah.
They are in denial. Example, say like for instance, when we are going to the street and singing Hare Krishna, what is the reason? And people are drunk and they come and dance Hare Krishna while they're drunk. They don't know what they do.
Very true.
And some people are like eating steak, eating beef, and suddenly look at you, oh, Hare Krishna, they just clap. They don't know what they're doing. While they're eating beef, they're clapping.
Yeah.
The good and bad. That means the bad thing is going to happen, but the Sukriti, that means the Bhaktiyaloka beach has already sprouted. Eventually, Krishna will take his, what he said, because that's what's mentioned in the Shastra. It says when a person, even knowingly or unknowingly, performs that kind of.
Yeah.
achieve the Sukriti. He can
Yeah.
achieve the perfection. Maybe after maybe a couple of or maybe 3 or 4 but down the road.
Yeah.
So what is Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying? Don't become so attached to them. Like
Yeah.
for instance, all right, maybe your friend says, okay, Vaishnava Prabhu, please come to this Royal Golf Club. All right, come to the golf club and collect your donation. So you
Yeah.
go there,
Uh,
you maybe just have a glass of water, and he give you a check. You accept the check, the
Yeah.
donation check. Then
Yeah.
after that, as a matter of what they call etiquette, you ask some question. How are you doing? Is your family is okay? Is your practice is okay? Are you
True.
practicing? We have created more clinics. Oh yes, this and that. Okay, I wish you all the best to you. Anyway, I have to go now. Thank you very much for your donation. I will get the receipt posted to you.
Very true.
So you are going there in that environment. You are walking into that golf club, passing through all the luxury cars. You are sitting in a bistro, in a bar, and they are having beer, and you are having water, and you are accepting the donation, asking saying some nice words, and after that, like indirectly bless them. Say that thank you very much. I hope that Krishna bless you and your family. But he's in the cloud nine. He's like drunk, half drunk or what, right? Then after that, he take the money and he says, "I will post the receipt to you," and you come out. So you are going there. You're not getting attracted to all the luxury cars. You are
Yeah.
walking that in that bistro or bar. You're not getting attracted to all the things that what you might have lived before.
Yeah.
Then after that, seeing a big fat donation, you're not getting attracted. Oh, once upon a time, I'm also a millionaire. I could do this, but now I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You're not getting attached to any of these, but you
Yeah.
are just get an opportunity that this person, that means you have created an opportunity for that person to
Yeah.
engage himself in devotion to Krishna. And
Yeah.
imagine Krishna is so grateful to you
Yeah.
because your deed is actually instigated
Yeah.
the bhakti in his heart. You got it?
Yeah.
Then there's another friend be sitting beside him. Then he asks, who's that guy King? Oh, he's my mentor. He's the one who taught me, When I was a houseman, I was work under him. Such a strict doctor. But anyway, he taught me everything. I'm so grateful to him. I love him so much.
Yeah.
But why is asking money for? Then he says, oh no, he's in Hare Krishna. You have already given up all the practice. Now he has become full-time. He became a Hare Krishna devotee. Oh, Hare Krishna, yeah. Yeah, he became a Hare Krishna devotee, and somehow he came here just to get some donation because there's some kind of chariot festival. There's a 3 things, Radha Yatra, they call Radha Yatra. They put the thing they put the 3 god on the chariot, and everybody pulled, and they'll be singing, banging the drum and singing Hare Krishna. Then after that, they give so much of food. Then what happened? This conversation that's supposed to be on materialistic conversation, because of your just little appearance there, it turned into spiritual conversation, and both of them are conversing about Krishna and this thing, and Jagannath, very indirectly, even under the situation of intoxication.
Yeah.
So what happened? They have the Sukriti, definitely they have. So that's the thing. But what happened if you go there? You start to show them love and this thing. That means you start to talk to them confidentially. That this thing. Okay, my daughter also she's a doctor. I plan. I helped you with all this. Can you open a clinic with my daughter? You're creating a conversation. That is asat sangha.
Yeah.
But you go there for a matter of duty in the service of Krishna. You come out. That's fair.
Yeah.
But what happens if you need to go and get a favor for your daughter? Example. All right, your daughter is there. She wants to open a clinic. Now you're going and talking to them. Okay, in idea of opening a clinic. So what do? You make an appointment. You go there officially and speak about. All right, now my daughter is a dentist and I want to open a clinic for her. She's working with one doctor, and I think that you should consider venturing into dentistry business. And you can keep her. That is official. Then once you're done, write the contract, sign the contract, whatever, out of it.
Yeah.
That is not asat sangha. That means it is a official. That's why I'm saying that thing, we make it as a no love or affection, perform officially. Make it official or out of duty. But you cannot be official or perform things out of duty to the devotees. Because to the devotees, you start to see they're having a tilak like you start to like ask them, is there anything that you have heard before? I've read in Bhaktiyaloka this and that. Oh, really? No. To talk about your excitement arises speaking about Krishna. You know that 4 Chatur Sloka? In the
Yeah.
Chatur Sloka, my devotee take pleasure conversing about me.
Yeah.
10, I think. Chapter 10, text 10. Chapter 10, text 10, yeah. My pure devotee takes lots of pleasure conversing about. Oh, please mute. Yaar adu? All right. Maybe. All right. Anyway, so do you get it, Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhu.
So official duty is for Asat Sangha. Of
Yeah.
love and affection with your devotees. Because you cannot come back, see, you've been a royal physician, you cannot have that kind of protocol when you come back home and show to your wife and children, yes or not?
Yeah.
You cannot sit there, you don't expect your wife to come and serve you mango like how they slice for the king. So your wife just simply can't take. We just simply eat, right? So
Yeah.
that's it. So you got it, Prabhu?
Yeah.
All right, nice question, Prabhu. All right, there is questions are lining up. How to understand this when a person married to a devotee or non-devotee? See, when you talk about marriage, it has got nothing to do with this kind of situation. All right. So marriage is a union that has been granted by Krishna. If you marry a devotee and some or other you carry on with your devotional life, but if you marry a non-devotee, it's your duty is to some or other make your wife a devotee. Because we are all preaching society, we are going around preaching, but we are forgetting our loved ones. We forget to cultivate and preach to our own relation, right? Like sometimes when you go to meet someone, you don't say, hey, you come to Hare Krishna. You cannot do that. Say, Hare Krishna, are you happy with life? Are you frustrated? I see you're not so happy. Are you okay? Oh no, sir, I'm having a tough time. Really, Krishna says very nicely, you just chant the Hare Krishna mantra, you can feel very good about it. Oh, okay, really? That how lovingly that you talk to a person to cultivate them into bhakti, the same way apply in your bhakti in your loved ones. Don't go straight away shout at them, hey, you, why are you not doing this? You karma, you karmi, you have fallen, this and that. Don't. So we have to be very careful. Have I answered you? Because he sent me a direct message. I don't want to mention the name. Okay. Now, how to understand when married? Okay, clear, bro. What if a person is non-devotee? How to treat them, Prabhuji? All right. If the person is not a non-devotee, you treat them respectfully. It's not to say we are not like any other Abrahamic religion, If you are not in this religion, you are outcast. We are not doing that. We are showing our affection, love and affection to each and everyone. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, you don't even criticize the non-devotee, even the Malichas, the Muslims. Don't even criticize them, right? Because we have no right to criticize them because we are not perfect. So, but what we do is when we keep is like this. Keep non-devotee relationship officially. Official relationship. That means, see, if I officially wants to go and see a Mandri Basar, I cannot go and put my hand around his neck and say, hey, Machan, how are you? Are you done on? I cannot do that. I have to go there. Hi, sir. Are you okay? Yes. What do you like to have? I won't even ask, hi, sir, how are you? Are you okay? Have you taken your breakfast? Have you had a good day? Have you had a good sleep? All that I don't ask. Just go there, straight to the point. Official. Done, out. That's it. So that is how we practice the non-devotee. But don't do it very obviously, right? Just do it as a matter of duty. But how to treat them? You have to treat them with respect, right? But you don't need to offer your love. That means if you have some kind of problem, you don't need to go and talk to them. I got this kind of thing. That means you have some kind of love and affection. That's when you can open your heart. But if it's their non-devotee, just keep it in a distance. Because why I'm telling you, even your own relation, I've seen in my own family. Sometimes when you're frustrated, when you go and talk to your sister, especially, my sister and brother, the first thing they'll say, you Hare Krishna people are always like this, like, come on, life have life. They will some or other pour water on you. All right? So we have to be very careful. All right? So keep it official. And of course, the love and affection, it is, keep it very official. Even as official also, you can show some kind of compassion. Because if you don't have compassion, you cannot bring food to the beggar. You see the beggar, because you have so much of compassion. So go and give the beggar and say, nah, eat something. But your compassion it's also there is some kind of element of love. But the confidential speaking, that means sitting with him and asking about his life, what happened to you, that is totally different. Okay? If I've answered you, how to treat them, the person is non-devotee. All right, I think I hope I've answered you. Another message, if we perform satsanga to materialistic people, won't it change their mind to be? Definitely. That means if you want to perform satsanga with the materialistic people, that materialistic people has to come to your sangha favorably. Like you're doing a house program. You're doing a house program, you're inviting your neighbors. Right? You're having a house program, you're doing kirtan, you're doing bhajan and everything, but they are coming out of their own. They say, okay, invite them. I say, oh, this person has invited me. I'd like to come and join you. That is called satsanga. But they're going to call you for a birthday party. Okay, now you since you call me for your party, your Namahat or Bhakti Vriksha. Now I'm having a birthday party. They invite you. So as a matter of respect, you go to the birthday party. Don't say, oh, it's Asat Sangha, I cannot go. Just go for the birthday party, show your face, right? And give a gift or something like that. And once you're done, just come out of it. At least when you go there, that lady will say, oh, that's the person, my neighbor, Every Friday I go to his house for Bhakti Vriksha. Oh, the way they do things very nice. Then they come. Prabhuji, yes, this is my friend. I was just telling about you. Is it possible if because she thinks she wants to come, is it okay if she to come? So the Asat Sangha can also turn to Sat Sangha. Okay? When you stay on your principle. But when you're going to get lured out of your principle, it becomes Asat Sangha. I hope I've answered you. If yes, please say, put a thumbs up or what. Swadharma and Sanatan Dharma goes together too. Is it possible aspect? Swadharma and Sanatan Dharma. See, whatever Swadharma, Sanatan Dharma, okay, thank you. Okay, I've answered the question. She has thumbs up. All right, Swadharma and Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is actually the practice. All right, what is our Sanatan? Eternal Dharma? Our eternal Dharma is to become a servant of Krishna. Okay, so goes together too. Is that possible aspect? Yes, it is possible. All right, Swadharma. But the most important is you as a person who are practicing devotional service, you should put your foot firm on the ground and stand tall. You are not going to get lured. The idea about what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is warning is in case if you get diverted out of this path, it's very dangerous. Because we are somehow or other restraining our senses. We are somehow or other restraining ourselves. Okay, I'll give you my own example. All right, I'm also a trainer. I stopped doing motivational talk and all these kind of things because I find it is bogus. Because to inspire people to become a materialistic, I felt very guilty. I given up on that. But now I'm doing my duty as a forex coach. I'm teaching on forex trading, only trading. Nothing else. People come. I just teach them what to do, how to do. Okay, that's it. So when I associate with my traders, sometimes they have a gathering every Friday night. We gather in the Zoom. There I go straight to the point. How are you doing? All right, good. Okay, now what's your emotional pattern? Now this, that's it. Right? But the person that I really communicate most of the time, the people that always hang on the phone, it is no longer my business associate, not even my own partner, my business partner. He also sometimes get very angry with me. Say, why you seems to be like not this thing. I say, look here, I'm very busy. Just send me a WhatsApp because I want to know what's your intention. I answer your intention. Just send me a WhatsApp voice note or message. Bro, this is the thing. There's a devotee. There's a 4 traders are coming from Singapore. We want to have a preview on Sunday. Then I say, okay, go ahead. Sunday preview, and he asks what time, 8 p.m. And I just make the Zoom link and I send to him. That's it. If I call over the phone, I have to listen to all his grandmother's story. This, that, even to my own partner. I refrain myself. But the person that I always sit and chat, talking about all varieties of life challenges, about the inspiration and all the mistakes that are done or what people have done. Because sometimes Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, we can talk about people if the thing is going to prove a point on Bhakti, then it's okay, it's not aparat. But you're simply going to say criticism about someone, the fellow have done this, then after that, continue his criticism. Continue on his flaws. That is called aparat. So like that. So what I do, I always stick to devotees. So last time I got lot of business people will be calling me at this, but now basically my phone is actually not ringing at all. Right? Only person who call me is devotee. Like sometimes even call me, there's what they call what's it? Charan Lakshmi Mataji call me. Right? They call me and Rajina. So all they will be calling, we just keeping it. All the discussion, negotiation, and association when it comes to bhakti and the depth of the bhakti, and what is just there. So that is how. Even I'm not really conversing with my own sisters also. Right? Just very official. Right? But when I see my nephew and everything, of course, they come and hug me and say, of course, there's some kind of affection is there. But the affection is with intention. All right? We have an intention back of our mind. Thinking, okay, just my nephew's name is Vishnu. I just call him Vishnu, Then after that, I just say Hare Krishna. Then he says, no, like that. We used to keep it official. And that official can eventually make them a devotee. Why not? All right. Sometimes we go together, but whatever it is, we have to put our foot down and we have to be very firm in our practice. Just like how the lawyer or even the police, the policeman catch a thief or catch a person, the wife of the thief or the criminal will come and cry, fall at the feet. Tolong, please save my. She can cry very pathetically. And even say a thief, all right, a girl, lady, need to, the child is crying in the house. I want food, and the mother can't take it. And mother goes to the shop and steal maybe a small tin of milk because she needs, but emotionally when we start to see, oh my God, she's so pitiful, this and that. But what a police do, when the police receive the complaint, when the shopkeeper says there's a shoplifter, he just go there, no matter how she cries back and roll on the ground, he just arrest her and bring it to the station. All right? Because it's performing out of duty. There's no emotional or there's nothing. It's matter of duty. So we have to be like that. So even though that we are in any kind of circumstances, situation, we should always think, who are we? And what is our goal of life? What is our goal of life? Our goal of life is to achieve Prema Bhakti. Because through the Prema Bhakti is an opportunity for me to go back to Godhead. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I have already suffered this way so many births. And in fact, if I want to please someone, but that someone is not going to help me, because at the time of death, it's your personal experience. You have to face Yamadutta or Vishnu Dutta yourself. Even how much your sisters, brothers, friends love you or being affectionate with you, they are not going to come there and stop. They're not going to come there and say, stop, chop, don't take him away. Or you cannot come and protect. You have to face the sound of music. You have to face the music yourself. Therefore, I have to save myself. So am I being very selfish? Right? We are actually not selfish. Because if your loved ones want to associate with you, why not they change? Why not they come on your path? Why not? If they want to invite you to the house, why not they have a different pot? Or why not they cater from the devotee? Or keep it very pure and serve you? Sometimes when someone invite me to the house, they go there, they have all varieties of meat and they bring you one small, what they call styrofoam. Or this food I bought for you from a vegetarian, very good vegetarian restaurant just for you. But there I see all varieties of things, dead body on the table. And I find it that's very irrespective. It's not respectful. And I feel offended. I just say, oh, very fairly now. Okay. Anyway, I am not in the mood to eat today because I'm not feeling good. Then I just, no. Why? What's the reason? What is the reason? Say, you call me. And you are serving all these kind of dead bodies right in front of my eyes, which I'm very sensitive. Therefore, no offense, but I think this dining table doesn't suit me. Right? So like that. So it's no harm putting up your point. If you think you're going to be very, when people start to think, oh, you're very fanatic, or they call you fanatic, or you're lunatic, or you're this, you're that, it's okay. Because I am in my process of saving myself. So why should I mean, if you think that you want to, you call me for respect, with full respect, but why can't you do that? Like, my chairman, Parabrahma Prabhu, used to do this kind of prayer. He used to do this kind of prayer, wedding and everything. When people call him for a wedding, he's a priest. When you call him for a wedding in what they call in a hall, In that hall, sometimes the whole wedding, they used to have non-vegetarian everything. He will reject, he will refuse. Oh, Prabhu, I can pay you. Say, no. You want to do the wedding in the temple? I'll come. If everything is sattvic or more of goodness, I'll come. You want to do that? You're going to keep all this meat and everything? No, I will never come. He's that strict. So like that. So we have to put our foot down. So you think you want to please people, but you also must understand people has to please. There's a two-way reciprocation. Satsanga, sadhu sangha. You know, some or other you won't feel the why my internet connection is so unstable. Did I break? All right. So anyway, so that sadhu sangha, that sadhu sangha is very important. So I'd rather associate with devotees and be fully in Krishna conscious, because at the end of the time, see, at the end of the life, only the devotees, the one going to be very sober, come to you and remind you about devotional service and chant Hare Krishna. But a non-devotees, or say like any of your family members will come, they're going to start shout, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, without you, what am I going to do? Ayo, ayo, ayo. First of all, when you start to hear their lamentation, you're going to get so much attachment, number one. When the attachment comes, what is the thought? That's going to be your next word. And secondly, they're going to shout, ayo, ayo. What is ayo? Ayo is Yamaraj's wife. Ayo is Yamaraj's wife. And Yamaraj will be wondering, who's calling my wife? Bring him over. Finish. That thing. When my father about to pass away, final moment, just 10 minutes before he left, I told all my family members to stay out. In fact, my mother also didn't come here. No, also the death pit. All of them stand there. I said, none of you come here. No one come and touch. He said, oh, Peripa, I'm going to miss you, my cousin. All stay away. All was standing there and watching what I did. I just go to the ears and I start to chant Hare Krishna mantra, and I start reminding him, because he was not a devotee. He had so much attachment. The only thing that he was attached, we had a Hanuman deity in the house. He was so attached to the deity. I said, do you remember the Hanuman? Do you remember how you make that betel leaves and start to offer to Hanuman? And do you remember how that Hanuman, wherever you go, you always meditate on the Hanuman. Do you remember that how you bring the garland and put for Hanuman? Do you at one moment, there was no betel leaf. You went around looking for a betel leaf around, Vettala. You went around and when you make the thing, I keep reminding about the service to Hanuman. All right? Then eventually, like the tire punctured, in that. So only the devotee can do that. So we have to be very careful. We have to choose, right? We have to choose. So like that, we are not trying to be antisocial. We are not trying to stay away. We are not trying to be isolate ourselves. We are not a cult movement. We are not trying to be a cult, but we are here to make a point. So if you think that your family members really love you, why not they become a devotee? Why not devotee? At least why not they practice sadhana? At least they can do something, right? At least something, right? At least they come to your house, they don't criticize you. Yeah, today vegetarian. Yeah, why this, why that? They don't do that. If they will respect you, why not they do that? Why you please them? You got my point, right? So it's like that. So have I expressed?
Yeah, Prabhu, I think this is a stand. It's true, because the way he spoke, is like, actually with devotee, I think from this scenario, I think we should give association to people, not the materialist people give their association to us.
Yes.
Very thank you.
I know how the best way to give association. Wherever I go, I put a big tilak. Put a tilak. Put a kantimala. So wherever you go, people start to chant Hare Krishna. You know why? Hey, Hare Krishna flow is here. Oh, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Right? Never compromise.
Yeah, that will prevent a lot of kind of incident, because we all is a paraphernalia.
Yeah. In fact, once I went for a church wedding with Tilak and Kantimala. When I went there, people, all the church congregation was looking at me. Looking left, right. Then my wife was telling, why are you dressing? I said, why? No, I came here for a wedding. I'm not came here to preach anything. Make sure you don't open your mouth. I said, no, unless people ask me question, they'll get it. But eventually, there were 1 or 2%, my old friend, hey, you are here, you're still around, you're still in Ipoh, oh, this and that. Then we started conversation. I tell you, life is so beautiful in devotional service. Our life is so beautiful in devotional service. Okay, now I'm telling you one thing, dear Prabhus and mothers, just try to get a photo of yourself. If you have taken any photo during any wedding, any reception or whatever, if you can find your own photo, just look at yourself 1 year ago. Okay, like today is 18th March, just 2025. Look at 18 March 2024. Then try to look the photo around end of last year. All right. And try to see yourself now. You can see a big difference. All right. You start to see your face will be more glowing. You feel more happy. You feel more healthier. You feel more contented. You feel very peaceful. You know, you try and see. You take your old photo. You take your old photo and look at yourself in the mirror and see the old photo. Wait, I look so much different. There's so much different in me. See it for yourself. Because devotional service is beautiful. Right? People are spending thousands of dollars, right? Just to go and get to the psychiatrists or psychologists, especially, you know, and so many motivational speakers and all these people are keep talking that, you know, be happy, how to be out of being happy, out of what is the way of peace of mind, think and grow rich, you know, how to win friends. That's one book I saw this morning. I was finding how the book suddenly escaped my dustbin. You know, how to influence friends, how to influence people and make friends. All these kind of books are there. You know, and for your information, my dear Prabhus and mothers, if you go for any kind of motivational talk, all right, like one of the most world famous is like what they call Awaken the Giant Within. What is his name? Brian something. One of the great guys, I forgot his name also. Anyway, good, I've forgotten his name. It's not a big deal. So if you go for that kind of seminar, 7-day seminar, they call firewalk seminar. They give you so much of motivation, so much of this thing, you go so crazy, you'll walk on the fire. So they say the firewalk is the initiation. If you dare to walk on the fire, it's considered that your mind is totally cleansed of all nonsense. That means you really can do anything in life. So what is the ritual? After all this, you know, you can even think, I don't know whether you've heard about it or not. What is his name? Anthony Robbins. Yes, the author is Anthony Robbins. Right? He'll be singing and dancing, saying, "Ken, who are you? You are great, you are that, all these things." Then after that, end of the day, walk on fire. And you know what is the biggest principle he said? Never ever associate with the losers. You have no time for the losers. When a person cannot challenge himself to become great in his life, he is a loser. Don't associate with them. Imagine this kind of materialistic kind of motivation crabs are still talking about don't associate with the losers. Even the loser is your father. Even the loser is your sibling. Even the loser is your own family members. If you want to make it big, you have to avoid them at all cost. Can you imagine? And how about us? We are not talking about achieving great success and getting entangled in this world. We are talking about that subduing the 5 working senses, the 5 senses, the 5 working senses, the 5 knowledge acquiring senses, right? The 5 then 5 senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 working senses, and then after that we're talking about this. Then we're talking about subtle senses, mind, intelligent, ego, which has been corrupted for trillions and trillions of births. Corrupted. No, it's not even polluted, corrupted. So you need to go for a total overhaul. You know, and after that, so you're trying to overcome that. Okay, after you overcome that, there's another material thing, the material energy, the pradhana, the 3 mode of material nature is there. That means there's a 3 kinds of situation that you always get entangled or suffer. There's through the human being or the viruses, through the nature environment. Okay. Then number 3 is through the mind. Your own mind also start to confuse you. Adi Daivi, Adi Bhautik, Adi Atmik. Then after you go through all this kind of suffering, you overcome that. Then there's another element called Maya Devi is there. Maya Devi is there preparing for you to really make sure, are you really qualified to go back or not? She give you tests like nobody's business. She tests you in everything. She tests you in every senses. She go for 100% test on your eyes. She start to show a lot of beautiful things. She start to show you all the alluring things. You know, she start to show you some beautiful girls. All the things that you start to see, to check whether your eyes are really good or not. Yes, okay, eyes passed. Now your ears. The ears will come and tell you all kind of gossip, all kind of nonsense, all kind of songs, all kind of rhythm. You know, suddenly they play one music that can mesmerize you, give you 100% test on ears. Are you passed? Yes, your ears done. Then your nose, then it start to show you all kind of smell, all kind of happiness, all kind of this small, the beautiful smells that you get. Are you get attracted? No. Okay, your nose is passed. Then your tongue, it shows you all kind of food. It bring you back all the old memories. You know, once upon a time when you eat nasi lemak, how the thing tasted. When you ate the mutton, how the steak and beef, pork and everything, how it tasted, the pure, everything. Then it start to keep reminding you your tongue. All right, the same sense of touch, taste. Then I said, no, only Krishna Prasadam. All right, pass. Then the sense of touch. Right? It brings back all your old memories. Now, how that you have all kind of illicit affairs, you know, the sexual and all this. So you start to bring you, and somehow you start to give you an opportunity. Suddenly one girl come and approach you. Suddenly one girl come and like grace you, touch you, this and that. You can know all that as still. Okay, it's only a material body, and that material body looks beautiful, but she cannot be as beautiful as my mother Radharani. She cannot be as beautiful as my mother Rupa Manjari. She cannot be as beautiful as Lalita Sakhi. She cannot be as beautiful as what they call Vishaka. She's not as beautiful as all my worshipable mothers. She's still mundane. Your sense of touch is cleared. Then your mind. Is your mind steady? And the mind will give you problem. Are you steady? Yes. Okay, mind is cleared. Then you're intelligent. Cleared. Then your ego. Somebody come and tell you bloody fool. Yes, I'm a bloody fool. Right? Somebody come and say you are this. Yes, I am that. Oh, that means your false ego is so clear. All right. You totally pass. Now, you are allowed to leave this material plane. And how the test will happen? Because you see that the material nature, first there's a layer of earth, water, air, fire, ether. One layer to another layer 10 times bigger. If say this layer is 100 miles, that layer is 1,000 miles, and that layer is 10,000 miles, that layer is 1 million miles, 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, 1 trillion, 10 trillion, 100 trillion, all by 10, 10, 10. And the final, the biggest covering of this material plane is the last covering is false ego, ahankar. And that base is ruled by Kala Bhairava, the another form of Lord Shiva. Kala, time Bhairava, Kala Bhairava. He will be sitting there and he will give you all kind of tests. You know, you start to see, just imagine how your ego can be triggered. All right, ego can be triggered this way, your ego can be triggered that way. There's so many ways. Like one example, I forgot the name, but he was qualified and went back to Godhead. Right? And the final pass is Kala Bhairava, Kailash. You have to go to Kailash. And that person and Lord Shiva are best friends. And that time, Mother Parvati was sitting in Lord Shiva's lap. And all the people are sitting in front. But Mother Parvati was sitting on his lap. And he put the hand around him. He was hugging the wife. She sits on the lap and is talking, addressing all that Bhutas. And the time when I forgot his name, Danava, something is went up. Then when Lord Shiva looked up, when he looked down, he smiled. Because they are best friends. And he said, oh, you're going back to Godhead? Okay, good. He just smiled. But that both of them smiling offended Mother Parvati. Mother Parvati said, oh, why are you smiling? Why are you laughing? You're laughing because I'm sitting on his lap in front of all the people. You're thinking, oh, you're such an egoistic fellow. I curse you to born in this material world as a asura, as a rakshasa. Imagine he was just about to break and just about to go to Vajra river, and from there he take a bath and go to the original form. Just when he was just about to pass the Kailash, Mother Parvati cursed him. And from the pure he come down. And what asura is that? Anyone can tell me? Dhenukasura. I forgot the asura. It is one of the asura that Rakshasa that will be sent by
Vritasura.
Vritasura. Boom, he come down. After he fall down, what happened? Then he fight with Krishna. Krishna will kill him. Then he go back to the body. So even at that moment, Ahankar will be tested. What happened if you come to phone? Because, and imagine he shout at the wife, Parvati, do you think I'm laughing at you? Who cares you sit on his lap? Why did you curse me? He's my friend. I'm just acknowledging him. I just smile at him. Why you woman become so agitated? Why you became so this? If he shouted, he will fall down again. The Ahankar will test to the maximum. After that, you break away from all the test of Ahankar, which is the last, the false ego. Then you go to Vajra river, you take your bath, you come into your original form, either the form of Swarup, that means you come in form of Vishnu with 4 hands and all this, exactly like blue body and everything, beautiful form, or you take the form and go back. Then after that, you go through Vaikuntha, you pass through all the Vaikunthas and you'll be seeing all the Vaikunthas. And they ask, you like here? No, I want to go to Goloka. And after they go through Vaikuntha, all the plains of Vaikuntha, after you pass through all that, then you come to the border between Vaikuntha and Goloka. And what is the border? Ayodhya. There you see Lord Ramachandra with Sita Prati, and along with this Hanuman and all these Vanaras and all these people, you see all the things. You like to be here? No. Then you enter into Mathura. So you enter into Mathura, there'll be many pastimes. Right? There's a Dwaraka where you see Krishna along with his Pandavas. You know, that all the 5 Pandava brothers, they are in Dwaraka. That means you see Krishna in the form of a king, where everyone is around adoring him. And say, do you want him? No, I don't want Dwaraka. Then you go to Mathura. Then you go to Mathura, you see that Krishna's childhood, Krishna will be baby, he was born and everything. Do you want here? No, I want Goloka. Then you go through Goloka, then you enter the Goloka Dham, you see Krishna along with his Sakis, Radha, and all the Manjaris, all the Gopals and all the Gopis will be having so much of fun. That is the top most. And out of that, the eastern part, I think eastern part of it is you see the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we go and join the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Harinam Sankirtan, because the Harinam Sankirtan is eternal. There you just go to dance and sing and all these things and see Krishna having his good time in Rasa Leela and all these things. That is the ultimate goal. And the qualification, very simple. Prema Bhakti. When Prema Bhakti you need to follow the instruction of Bhakti Vinod Thakur 100%. We have no time to compromise on our path. All right? Even if you don't compromise, even it's okay, still your heaven is guaranteed for you. So what is the point going to heaven? Live there for 10,000 years, right? You will be 16-year-old boy, a girl. You go there, you're going to have full enjoyment, drinking, wine, women, everything. And you don't get old. But you must understand anything good thing, anything exciting, you feel the time will pass fast. If I just, hey, how come the time fast? Say if you take a 1 month holiday, you just go, hey, 1 month holiday finish that fast. Okay. Like Sadhguna Mataji went to Vrindavan. Oh, I can't believe the time flies so fast. Anything exciting, the time will fly very fast. By the time they'll give you what they call a Parijata garland. And when the garland start to drop, you see your time is up. Until the garland became drier, then you'll be kicked out from heaven. Then you'll be staying in the on the what they call in the cloud, and the rain will carry you to the soil, and you'll enter into a grain, and the grain will be cooked, and a man eats it. You enter into his semen, and through the semen he impregnates his wife, and from there you come and take a form. All these are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So tell me, is it worth it or not? It's not worth it, because we have passed through this journey so many times. But now you're talking about, oh, how can I break this? Am I really qualified? Nobody knows whether qualified or not qualified. But because we have no aspiration for the future, we are not bothered what will happen. Am I qualified to go back tomorrow? I'm going back to Goloka. We are not bothered. For the past, there's no regret. But today, at this very moment, I got an opportunity to serve Krishna, to speak about Krishna, to chant about his Krishna, and we just do that 100%. and associating with devotees by reading Prabhupada's book, because Prabhupada will giving instruction that association with him every Sunday, go and join the temple without fail. Go and associate with the devotees. Don't stay away. Don't shy away. You know, when they're dancing, singing, and everything, start to practice. Gradually, Krishna will show the way that you can achieve the perfection. And all the showing of way, Krishna will definitely never show you the way because you have no time. Because Krishna says, this is what I can provide. Right? Just like the insurance company says, I can give you the best death policy. I can give you the best critical cover policy. I can give you the best retirement policy. Everything they can show. But to buy, you have to buy it from an agent. You cannot go to the straight AIA or Prudential says, I want to buy insurance. They say, go and look for an agent. Don't come here. Get out. Okay. So get out. So you have to go and look for an agent and tell the agent of your intention. The agent will prepare for you and he give you all the benefits the company is willing to give you. And that's through the agent. Similarly, Krishna says, he have given you everything. The Goloka Vrindavan looks like this. The Vaikuntha looks like this. The heavenly planet look like this. If you don't listen to me, the hell look like this. Right? In Garuda Purana. Garuda Purana is Lord Vishnu is instructing Garuda. What is hell like? Right? So it's hell is like this. If you don't listen to me, this is how. There's 8.4 million species. If you don't listen to me, go there, this and that. But if you listen to me, you can come back to me. If you come back to me, I give you the whole world of excitement. The whole this thing. And this excitement is eternal. You go there, you will never come back. And do you know you are Sachit Ananda Vigraha? I am also Sachit Ananda Vigraha, but I am a vast ocean, but you're just a minute soul. But you and I are both spiritually same. Right? And but we are by the size, we are minute. Like the ocean cannot be evaporated by the sun. But a drop of seawater, you put it just for a while, the seawater can get evaporated. So that means you're so that tiny. Right? But if you listen to me, you come back to me, you will definitely never come back. Man mana bhav mat bhakti, mat yaji mam namaskuru, mam eva shashiptayum, atmana mat parayam. Fully surrender to me. Think of me. Offer your obligation. Everything, do it for me. Being absorbed in me, you will come to me. But how to do it? Sarva dharman parityaja, mam ekam sharanam raja. Sarva dharman. Give up all kind of religious practice, all the mundane things which is materially motivated like dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Give it up. Sarva dharma. Sarva. Even your belief system, even your way of life, your whatever, your family ritual, your caste ritual, give up everything. Dharma, sarva dharman, parityaja, give it up. Then me, ekam, only me, sharanam braja, fully surrender. Okay? Sarva papa papebhyo. So means I will remove all your sin. Right? Everything is there. But the process is how. So we have, after the Krishna says, but if you want to have all these kind of things, you have to surrender unto a spiritual master. You have to accept an initiation from him. You have to serve him with all full care and attention. Right? You serve him because my devotee is actually not my devotee. Krishna said. I think we have also read that yesterday. My devotee is actually not my devotee. But the devotee of my devotee is actually my devotee. So we devote ourselves to a spiritual master. We devote ourselves to the service of Vaishnava. And through that devotion to the devotee, we achieve the highest perfection. And that's the thing, when a spiritual master will come, personally will take you back home, back to God. He will come at the time of the death. And he says, now you can say, hey, my spiritual master is still alive, but the person dies before him. What happened? The spiritual master looks different, varieties, but actually is one. Okay, at least Srila Prabhupada, right? There's one story here. Just this is the last story before we end the session. There's a story about one devotee in France or Italy, something like that. Then such a great devotee. Because of him, the entire France and that type of place, the Europe and all these places, the religion spread. And you know what he said? If you just surrender to me and do what I say, I guarantee at the time of your death, I will take you home personally back to Krishna. Give up everything and do what I say. And that devotee, Prabhupada disciple, gave up everything, all the music, and he started to engage himself. And he was even awarded sannyas. He was a sannyas. So he went and spread. He was like, from the morning till night, just few hours sleep, then go. After Prabhupada left the world, there's so many devotees like heartbroken. Like he's one of the person like heartbroken because he's always been told by Prabhupada, do this, do this, do this. And Prabhupada is not there. He don't know what to do. Right? So he became heartbroken and he went out. Right? And what happened? He became then after that he started to give up his sannyas ashram. And after that he went into that random sex and all these kind of things. And he was infected with AIDS. He got HIV positive. Right? It was AIDS. Then imagine the person was so Prabhupada, but after that, everything is gone. Right? But at the time of that, he and his girlfriend. So he was the girlfriend. He was dying. He was dying. And he was like sitting there. He couldn't move. He was so weak and everything, right? He was just standing. And suddenly he was just about to die. Just about to die. And the doctor was standing there, looking at him and checking his vital sign. Then is to see the time of death because he's going to die. The doctor is standing there, okay, waiting for him to die. Just a moment before his death. You know what he did? He was lying down there. Suddenly he just got up. He was so big, he cannot even rise up. So he just like slowly got up and just looked at the door. The door was there. And he says, Prabhupada, you have come. Oh, he left the body. Real life is. Imagine, So when spiritual master give his word, that is the conclusion of the Vedas. That is the conclusion. That's why our Prabhupada's book, like Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita is so fantastic. Why? Because he's giving his purport and instruction, and he's summarizing all these words of Bhaktiyaloka and only. That's why when we read, now we are reading Bhaktiyaloka, we're taking instruction from Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So their instruction is summum bonum, is the ultimate. Right? Then after that, what happened? Then after that, he came and then he died. And the doctor seems to be like puzzled. Then the girlfriend came in. He said, sorry, your boyfriend already died. So died, huh? All right. Then what to do? But he did something. He just got up and said, he just wrote, I don't know, Papupa, something like that. He said, Papupa, you have come. Or Papupa, you have kept your promise or something like that. He said, kept your promise or you have come. I don't understand what does it mean. So the girlfriend started to look for it. What does this mean? Papupa, you have come, or Prabhupada, you have to see. What is it? Then after that, she started to dig about his past life. Oh, formerly he was a monk in Hare Krishna movement. Then after that, he started to get some connection. Then he started to find out who's that Hare Krishna, and somehow they got connected. And he said, are you that Hare Krishna movement? Yes. Do you know this person? And they checked that, oh yeah, he's the person, yeah, Prabhupada disciple. Why? No, you have passed away. Oh, really? No, but he said something that I was so curious. I want to find out what did he say. And he said, what did he say? He just said, then he wrote there, he said, Prabhupada. And he said, oh, Prabhupada, you have come. Said, wow, the person who diverted, went into random sex, infected with HIV, and died of AIDS. Prabhupada kept his promise. Krishna will never do this thing. So the spiritual master is there. Once the spiritual master has given his word, Krishna, by all his attempts, all his means, will make that word come true. But if we reject our spiritual master and walk away, then you are rejected by everything. You cannot come back and say, I'm a disciple of so and so. I say, really? But you have rejected your guru. So if you don't listen to your guru, then what's the point? So like that. So this is a real life story. So that's why we need to have a spiritual master. We have to take instruction from the spiritual master. We have to serve the spiritual master. We have to serve the king, live in the association of a devotee, and only converse with the devotee confidential. Other than that, everything should supposed to be kept as a official. But this official attitude, don't keep it, show it to your wife, don't show it to your parents or your children. Okay, they can be not a devotee, but with full of compassion, you try to change them to become a devotee. When we are all preaching around, but first look what is around you first. Before we look far, see what is in front of you. My wife is not a devotee. My husband is not a devotee. First step, I want to make him a devotee. How? Every Sunday, bring some gulab jamun or what? Give him a sweet. Hey, nice, lah. Hare Krishna people, they are nice. But I will never believe in Hare Krishna. I didn't ask you to believe. Right? Then after that, he said, okay, then you do something. But then slowly, no, suddenly there's something will happen, some death or what. Then you take that opportunity. What is life? Everybody like you say that nothing exists. But now what happened to this person? When the person dies, why are you crying? Why are you lamenting? Why there is some kind of emotion? Have you thought about it? At that moment, he says, no, I never thought about it. Now, if you are intelligent enough, you have to ask that question. Do you want to know the answer? Okay, this Sunday come, I will introduce you to my mentor or to any devotion, my leader. He can give you a clear explanation. What is this all about? Okay. All right, let me come. Then they come, oh, Hare Krishna, so nice. Oh, that is so nice. I won't believe. I'm different. Eventually, then you're given a lifetime to convince him to become a devotee and your children. So don't be official when it comes to your spouse and to your children and your parents. Even your siblings can possible. But once they are married and gone far away, and if they are really not into this kind of ideology, then your intention when you meet them, talk about Krishna. All right. So like that. Okay. So thank you very much for all of your attendance. So there's a question here. Amazing prema, still in a lone battle after obligated actions. Yeah, I understand. I understand your situation. But just leave it to Krishna. Because for you to come out of that environment, all right, Chaitanya Prabhu's environment is very, very challenging. He's the only devotee surrounded by non-fanatic devotee in Abrahamic religion. But somehow or other he break through, he came out of it because there's something. That means, Prabhu, when with all these challenges we can come out of it, that means the prema is somehow or other inbuilt in you. Try to develop that prema. Don't worry about what's happening around you. Just develop that prema, chant your rounds. Don't chant 16, Prabhu. Go more. Do 24. Do 32, right? If you have sufficiently, you have enough cash, you can survive. You have enough sufficient, you can this thing. All right? Just try to go and settle in Vrindavan or Mayapur. All right? Best is Mayapur because that's a place which is quite convenient and conducive for foreign devotees like us. Right? And go there and surrender yourself. Guru Maharaj is also there. Just go and surrender yourself and stay there and practice your sadhana bhakti. Right? Because a person like you, even if I am in your shoes, I don't think so I can do this. You are truly an amazing devotee to Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, Cheong Fok Wing. You are truly an amazing devotee. Right? And you have so much of compassion that you have donated a set of Chaitanya Charitamrita to a devotee who are very needy but can't afford it. You're a very charitable person. You have all the qualities. Now, develop that qualities to your maximum. If you think you're financially okay, go and settle in Mayapur or Vrindavan. Right? There's no point like further endeavor in materialistic way of life. Right? That is only my opinion, Prabhu. Please don't take me wrong. Suddenly, I just felt like telling it to you. Right? So, okay. Any other questions? Any comment? Wow, today was truly amazing. I really feeling good. Wow. So where we end here, right? Those who are marking the thing, right? Just let me share the thing. So you can mark your book. Okay. So there is no association in ordinary talk. So where's my pen? Okay, mark the thing there. One should never, one should be careful. There is no prescription for acceptance. Okay. There is no association in ordinary talk. Okay. There is no association. Sadhu Vritti. Oh, we are somewhere this thing. Okay, we are finishing already actually. But in the pure devotees, when they say perform, generally there's some love involved confidentially. Generally, hungry person accepting charity. There's no association for that. There's no association in ordinary talk. Oh, okay. See it. Okay, he's in page 66. Okay, those who are marking, just page 66 on the first paragraph here, the whole thing is one paragraph, okay? It's somewhere in between. There is no association in ordinary talk, right? Then today, oh, we should have just finished. Never mind. Anyways, time's up. So we finish this, and tomorrow we're also going to this new topic called Sadhu Vritti. That means now how to follow the footsteps of previous Acharya. Now we understand that we don't waste time and we have to serve our Vaishnavas with wholeheartedly. But now how to follow their footsteps. So that's the topic for tomorrow. Is that a question? Okay. Amazing Prema, many questions, but time constraint. Okay, I can take, if it's okay, if I just take another one more question, just choose the best question. Thank you for the lots of knowledge and sharing today, Prabhu. Mind blowing. Yeah. Nothing is mind, Prabhu. It's only, I'm just repeating what. Yes, Gandhi Mataji. A quick one.
Prabhu, if association is very difficult, as the other Prabhu said, to avoid association.
Yeah.
But sometimes you are cornered, you are told that you are, not, I cannot disassociate yourself with people. So how do you try to explain to others?
Okay.
That's my constraint actually.
Right. Okay, Mataji, when we gone through that reading, one thing that it's mentioned, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is clearly explaining about the association. Right? The association is like this. We are in this material world, some or other we come to close proximity with many kind of people. That means we are associated with so many people. There's no such thing, we cannot discharge ourselves from any kind of association. We are associated. Okay? But the options that he gives only two. If you see a non-devotee, associate with them officially and dutifully. If you associate with devotees, associate with them with love and affection. Okay? We are not asking you to stay antisocial. We are not asking you to. Bhakti Vinod is not suggesting that you don't associate with anyone. Right? Even say, like, for instance, if you are going for a wedding, and in that wedding, you have to see so many people you are associating. Right? So there's some non-devotees, some are very materialistic, even among your family members. So how? You just go there. You don't try to stay away. You go there. Hi, how are you? Are you okay? Everything fine? But that conversation is dutiful. You have a conversation dutiful. That means you don't sit with them, right? Then later you talk to them, just associate with them, or join their sangha. All right? Do you know that I'm going to have a family reunion? Or why not you one day come to, you don't go deep into that. That means, in other words, don't allow anyone to come and tell that what you're doing is wrong. Number one. Number two, don't allow anyone to somehow or other lure you to show, to think that what they're doing is exciting and what you're doing is actually not exciting. Or in other words, don't allow yourself to get diverted out. So the diverted out will happen when there's love and there's this thing. All right. So the love and the affection, use it to the devotees because they're going to bless you. They're going to show you. They're going to discuss only about the excitement of Krishna consciousness and everything. But the non-devotees will somehow or other tell you, you are wasting your time. Got it, Mataji? You do not need to tell anyone about this. Hey, you're a non-devotee. So therefore, I cannot come and associate with you. You are this, I cannot do that. All right? In such a way. Be very friendly. We are telling very friendly, but not loving. Because friendly and loving is two different things. All right? I can be very friendly to everyone. Right? But I cannot be loving to everyone, right? If I love to everyone means I go into a very confidential kind of relationship. Right? So I cannot go around hug people. I can be very friendly. Hey, I'm very friendly. You can show friendly. But I cannot go around hug people. Hey, I'm so friendly. I love you so much. Go and hug. People think you're crazy. You understand what I mean? So keep your distinction. Beautiful, official. Here, friendly, loving and affection. Put your boundary and act according to that environment. And stay aloof. When you're dutiful and when you're non-duty, asat sangha, stay aloof. Don't get carried away. They can come and show you, do you know this gold is 20 pounds, very nice. My husband did for me. Suddenly one person or doing some kind of MLM business try to do you, this thing is worth 30 pounds, because I do this business. Hey, why don't you come and join my business? My business is so good, I've seen so many people, they take this nutrition, people have changed their life, they become Superman, this and that. You do lah. There's so many people are not well. You do this business, you can make money. This all called asset sangha. Don't get trapped in that. You got it, Mataji? Have I answered your...
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, it's a very trying situation. So, yeah, trying.
That's why I say,
Thank you.
see, if you're going to think what you're going to do tomorrow, today you're going to get confused. That's why I say, what devotees, there's no tomorrow and there's no past. Live today 100%. So when the situation comes, act accordingly. Krishna will give you the intelligence. So don't think, hey, tomorrow if that devotee come, what are you going to do? Tomorrow, don't worry about tomorrow. Today, what are you doing? Like today, we're sitting in the class, we speak, we just enjoy the class 100%. Then after that, you're going to cook. I mean, I believe you all have cooked, or maybe you're going to start cooking. What? Offer to Krishna. Just perform your duty 100% on a daily basis. And your life will be this thing. So don't worry how are you going to do it? Definitely nobody knows. And there's no standard instruction because all of us are individual. All of us have our own strength and weaknesses. And Krishna will show you how you could do it according to your own strength and weaknesses. All right? Okay. Today is such a nice, we overshoot the time. 9:30. Oh, it's already 3 hours. Achieve my goal. All right. So, dear devotees, we had the session here. So, thank you so much for your time. And tomorrow also we meet same time, 9 o'clock, 9 to 11. Okay. Till then, I hope whatever I've shared with you, actually, I'm not sharing with you. I am reminding myself because on the screen, I only can see my face. I am telling myself, you better do all these things, right? So thank you so much. Thank you very much for every one of you for your such a kind association. And it is truly exciting. You know that outside there, all the classes will be 40 minutes, maximum 1 hour, 1 hour, 20 minutes. But we are the only one doing 2 hours to 3 hours classes. And all of us are sitting and immersed in that class. All right. This is all your mercy. Thank you so much. So then today is what? Tuesday, tomorrow is Wednesday. All right. So we meet again tomorrow morning. So till then, have a beautiful day and a very, very blissful day. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavevayo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Guru ki jai. Gaura Premanand. Hare Hare. Have a nice day.